Skeeto is carnivore.
Skeeto is carnivore.
Sign.
So, we're going to give one or both of them away right now.
One.
All right. So we are in Seattle. I'm very far away. I don't even know how many miles I am from home. I live in Florida. So this is the Northwest. I live in the Southeast. I came across the country to see you guys. So how many miles do you think? Who's the furthest one away from Seattle? That's here. Who thinks? Where are you from, sir?
Bellingham, Washington.
That's the farthest away you're from Seattle?
Tennessee.
He's the leader in the clubhouse.
You should change your mind.
Anyone another state?
Tennessee.
Wisconsin.
Oh, is it? That's Idaho, okay. Wisconsin.
Ooh.
I have no idea where that is. Sorry about
Canada.
Okay. Anyone here from outside the United States by any chance?
Canada.
Where are you from? So she still got the lead, right?
Oh yeah.
Texas.
Texas.
Texas
is far. Tennessee.
My wife is here, and her niece lives very far from Seattle. How far are you from?
We're in Tacoma.
That's far.
I don't know. The airport is called Seattle Tacoma. I guess it's right in the middle. So she's not from far. Her price is seeing me here today.
Inside the U.S., I think the farthest I saw was Texas.
Texas for the win?
Well, we have another hand raised.
We got more.
I just
She's
drove
from Tennessee.
from Oregon.
You go.
All right, you're right next door.
Tennessee.
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 Tennessee's for the winner. We got guys.
Okay. So, I guess the lady from Canada out there.
Texas.
Where's Texas?
Tennessee's right here.
So which one is further from here, Tennessee or Texas?
Tennessee.
Probably Tennessee.
Tennessee. Come on.
So you're from Tennessee?
Tennessee.
You are, okay.
Right here.
Her and the Canada lady. Well, thank you for coming here.
Tennessee.
How many, I was going to
Thank
leave
you,
this for
Carrie.
later, but since I have the microphone right now, who came here to see Dr. Nelson?
Yeah! Woohoo!
Liars. I'm the least well-known carnivore doctor, number one. I am a doctor. My kids don't, they say they am not. I'm just dad.
That's okay.
Is he here yet? The man,
Two.
the man,
The boss.
the legend.
The boss.
Yeah, you know, I would say I came to see Dr. Kills, but I've seen him twice already this week.
Enough.
We got one more giveaway.
All right. Healing Humanity shirt. What's the question?
Who's been carnivore the longest?
Oh.
Not counting Dr. Kills.
Dr. Kills doesn't count because he's been carnivore for how long?
69 years. I used to eat that way.
Only 4 months.
How long have you been carnivore, sir?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah. Anyone longer than 3 years?
6 years.
How long have you been carnivore? 5.5?
6.
You got your beef? 4?
6.
6? Okay, 6 years. Is that the longest so far? Anyone more than 10 years?
months.
Great.
4 years. How long did you say? I didn't hear.
4 days.
Yeah.
Just 4 days. We started.
Salt shaker. Electrolytes.
Yeah. You need electrolytes. So
This is yours.
you get that. But the shirt's still going to the longest. So far, what was it?
6 years.
6 years. Anyone longer than 6 years? What? Dr. Kills doesn't count, but he's been almost 15 years carnivore.
I don't count at home or here. I keep on trying to find a place that I count.
He likes to say he's 70 years, but he's 69. He's living his 70th year. Anyone older than him here? All right.
He's older than dirt, right?
I guess 6 years is the longest.
6
Yeah.
years. Congratulations.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Dr. Nelson. You guys excited to be here today? I am thankful, grateful, blessed for every one of you coming out here and supporting us today. We're on this journey, Healing Humanity. We're going to share some very inspiring stories with you today, but first I wanted to share the agenda. So we're going to start out with some inspiring carnivore stories from individuals. And for the individuals speaking, we're trying to go for 5 minutes. 5 minutes each. And we're going to hear from Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Nelson, Dr. Baker. Dr. Kiltz can take as long as you'd like. And then after that, Adam and I are going to be sharing some updates and exclusive clips. And Helen's going to be sharing too. After the sharing, we're going to be sharing some documentary updates and exclusive clips that we haven't shown to the public before. And then we're going to have a little break. And then there's going to be a Q&A panels where you can ask the good doctors any questions you have. We'll have them sitting up here. So if you're thinking of questions throughout the night, please consider them and hold them for the audience Q&A afterwards. And then at 2 p.m., we're exiting the theater. We have to be out of here by 2:30. And I have a quick little announcement. So the beach parking, for those of you that are going to the beach for lunch with us afterwards, Golden Gardens Park, it's a 9-minute drive from the theater here. The event doesn't start until 3 p.m. there, and burgers won't be served until 4 because we got to cook the burgers. It's a public park. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, so it's going to likely be crowded. We were able to reserve pavilion number 1 and tables 1 through 9 for Healing Humanity, but unfortunately they wouldn't let us reserve any parking spaces. So there are multiple parking spots for the event. However, some may require some walking. So we just ask that you be patient trying to find a spot, and hopefully it won't be too big of a challenge. And if you meet some carnivore friends here, maybe you could carpool or take an Uber over. If you're local and you have beach chairs, a beach blanket, or anything else beach activity-wise, feel free to bring those with. It's a really beautiful area, but it's a Saturday, so it's going to be kind of hectic trying to park over there. We just wanted to forewarn you, and we appreciate your patience. And we're all carnivores here, right? So we're calm and cool. We'll be fine. All right. All right, so we're doing a documentary called Healing Humanity. We've been traveling all over the world. Does humanity need healing? Well, there's over 50 million Americans who have an autoimmune disease, which is more than cancer and heart disease combined. 70% of adults are overweight or obese. We have children walking around with fatty liver disease. 77% of young Americans are unfit for military service. American teenagers on average have less testosterone than a 68-year-old man. 88% of American adults are metabolically unhealthy, and sadly, we're losing 1,600 people a day from cancer. So that's why we're filming this documentary. We've been traveling all around the world, and I always like to ask the audience and see, I'm wondering who here has found healing from a proper human diet? Wow.
Why we're here.
Yeah. Anyone found healing for type 2 diabetes? Amazing. What about mental health? Depression, anxiety? Well, lots of hands here. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this documentary is for mental health and the improvements we've been able to see on a proper human diet, a carnivore diet. You guys each have your own incredible story, and that's what today is about. That's what our documentary is about, sharing these incredible, inspiring stories of healing, because your story, your example, has the power to potentially save someone's life. And that's what we're here to celebrate today, is these individual stories. Us humans, we love stories so much that we play make-believe, and we film fake stories, and we put them on movie screens. We're in a movie theater here today. And we celebrate fake heroes and fake actors when there's real stories and real heroes in the world. And that's what we like to focus on. That's why we're doing our documentary. This is a fake hero, Mr. Incredible. You don't like Mr. Incredible? It's a great movie. It's awesome, but it's fake, and there's real heroes in the world. So our goal is to celebrate the real heroes, like this guy.
Woohoo!
He's going to be arriving here shortly. He's going to be speaking here for us a little bit later. Dr. Shawn Baker is incredible. And by the way, if they ever do a live-action remake of Incredibles, Dr. Baker has the role. He looks exactly like him. The other thing I was going to say is we've got Dr. Kiltz, we've got Dr. Nelson, Dr. Baker. That's called if you come up, you can get Dr. Kiltz or Dr. Baker to take a photograph with you. You just tell them you want the Carrie Baby special. We're going to have Dr. Baker when he gets here. You're going to lift every one of you up. This morning, like 5-minute workout. So we joke around, but our documentary, we're really focused on individual stories of inspiring. Yesterday, Adam and I filmed this gentleman, Stephen Lashbrook. Absolutely incredible story. He's going to be sharing today, so I'm not going to give any away. And we filmed this gentleman, Anthony Haydick. Incredibly inspiring stories. Our documentary is about the individuals, but we're also so thankful to have these good doctors like Dr. Kiltz and Dr. Baker. And it's very important, I believe, that we elevate these good doctors, literally and figuratively. If we want to see more doctors that are actually treating the root cause of the problem, we need to support these doctors. And that's what we're doing with our documentary. These good doctors are a huge part of it. I wanted to shout out real quick. Why do we love the good doctors? Dr. Baker's got Rivero.com going because they treat the root cause of the problem, which is something I think a kindergartner could wrap their brain around, but something that never happens anymore when you go to the doctor. They're just looking to give you pills and medications and not treat the root cause. We're very blessed. All 9 doctors and experts you see on the screen we filmed for our documentary. Adam and I have been traveling all over the world for 2 years now. I'm tired. What are we at, Adam? 400 hours worth of footage filmed? We're so thankful that all of you came out here because this is a huge milestone for Healing Humanity. We're here to see all of you and to share stories with you, but we're also here to film Anthony, to film Stephen, to film Lynn, and to film Dr. Baker. And when we film Dr. Baker, which is happening this week on Monday or Tuesday, he'll be the last filming that we've done for the main documentary, which is a huge milestone. We're completely done filming the main documentary after 2 years. Another person that we featured in our documentary that just got here, we got to give a big round of applause for. Bella, SPG. Bella's incredible. We filmed Bella's story in our documentary back in Austin last year. We filmed all of these good doctors, so we're so thankful for these doctors that are actually healing people. And I gotta say a special thank you to Dr. Kiltz, who I got here in the front
Hi, Bella.
Dr. Kiltz is incredible. He's been one of the biggest supporters of Healing Humanity by far. He's become a good friend. I've got your resume down pat. Dr. Kiltz is a doctor, a fertility specialist, a surgeon, an author, a pilot, a carnivore, a new grandfather.
Yeah.
Dr. Kiltz is a successful business owner with like hundreds of employees. He could literally be anywhere in the world, but he's here right now for us. And he was at our meetup in the UK, and he's been traveling all around the world. He's been one of the biggest supporters of the documentary. So let's give it up for Dr. Kiltz. Kiltz Money Tribe. All right, you guys ready to hear some inspiring stories of healing?
Yeah.
No pressure, but my good buddy Adam, who's traveled all around the world with me and is helping make this documentary possible, is going to share his story first. Please welcome Adam.
Yay!
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Good to see you. I just want to say thank you to everyone for your support in this project.
You have to be on camera.
Regular dudes, really. Hello. What is your name? But the reason why I'm so passionate about healing humanity is because of the healing that I've had. And it happened not because I did it. The healing that I received that was so, transforming for me was not what I started the diet for. I started for an autoimmune condition called vitiligo. So let's start with the crash. So in 2017, I had a crash. At this time, I had vitiligo, but that wasn't my biggest worry. This was a major traumatic accident. The semi carrying a full load of steel barreled down on four of us, killed the first person involved, unfortunately. I was the third car in line, and it caused $15,000 in damage to my truck. I actually went up the embankment wall and came back down. Blacked out, went to the hospital, found out that I had this brain injury. So from then on, I had a lot of complications with that brain injury, where I had dizziness, vertigo. I couldn't walk down long corridors, or the room would start spinning on me. I had issues with cognition. So 2 hours into the day, I would have massive headaches and I had to go to sleep. If I did anything that required brain power, it would result in me having like motor tics with my head. It would just uncontrollably jerk, and I couldn't do anything about it. So that added to the depression and the anxiety that I had. Well, fast forward 4 years, and I don't know if I'm going through these slides correctly or not, but okay.
They look good.
Yes, thank you. So anyways, it was a bad ordeal. I went through 2 years of physical therapy, 2 years of occupational therapy, 2 years of speech therapy. And it got a little bit better, but it still was never fully resolved. And then 4 years into that, living with that, and basically the doctors were saying that was permanent brain damage. I started the raw vegan diet, right? So what else are you gonna do if you have brain damage? You start a raw vegan diet. So I did this not because of ethical reasons or anything like that. It was because my friend and business partner got cancer, and a friend of his survived prostate cancer 17 years prior, eating a raw vegan diet. So this is what he felt like he needed to do, and I did this with him in solidarity. So in that time, in that 2 years, my vitiligo actually got worse. It started appearing it was just on my waist, and then it started appearing on my arms. And I thought, my gosh, what am I gonna do? I don't want this, to be all over my face and things like that. So I started carnivore for a totally vain reason, because I didn't want this stuff showing up everywhere. I didn't know what it was. And so that's why I started. I did a YouTube search, found Joe Rogan. He had the same condition. He started reversing on a carnivore diet, and I thought, well, what in the heck is a carnivore diet? This sounds crazy, right? So I went down the YouTube rabbit hole, found Dr. Barry, Dr. Kills, all the good doctors. Bella's channel, I found Dante from Original Freedom. He was a big inspirational part of why I started the carnivore diet. So once I found these MDs that basically qualified the carnivore diet, I jumped right in, and 2 years later, my autoimmune condition started to reverse. So as you can see here, I was down 80 pounds. The plantar fasciitis that I had went away in 3 days. It started to go away in 3 days, and it was going in 5 days. My depression and anxiety went gone, and again, the brain injury added to that depression and anxiety. I was never one that actually went to the doctor to get help or pills or things like that, which I probably should. But osteoarthritis was gone, and my brain actually healed in 5 months, which is totally crazy. Like I didn't realize that was even possible, because traditional medicine and the doctors told me that it was permanent brain damage, and I would always live with it. So 5 months in, I was totally surprised I didn't have these motor tics and things like that anymore. And because of that, this man, I saw his 30-day video, and then watched a few of his videos after that, and he said, let's do this documentary. Yeah, we should interview people like what was it? Chaffee, Dr. Chaffee. We should interview him and do this documentary. And I thought, I have professional photography experience, and I decided I'm going to reach out to him and just offer my services. I sent him a message. He has 75,000 subscribers at that point. I thought, there's no way he's going to answer me. He answered me back the next day. Really, what you guys think he is on screen, that's what he is in real life. He's a real dude, and so he basically said, yeah, let's jump into this. And
I said, help.
who is this crazy guy? Yeah. So, but at any rate, I was inspired to start my channel, Carnivore Today, through Carrie's prompting, and interviewed quite a number of people on there that have their own incredible stories. Hopefully I'll be able to find a few of you here that we can highlight those stories on my channel. And then also, we started Healing Humanity Life, which is similar to Kill Mighty Tribe, SDG. We have so many people that come to us with questions, and we can't answer them all individually. And we want to just heal humanity and do it before the film comes out. So we developed Healing Humanity Life. So I just want to encourage everyone, to stay the course, trust your body, and you can live the impossible. So that's my story. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Adam and I have been traveling around the world filming this documentary for 2 years. You become a little bit like a married couple. When he says and claims that he's completely reversed his brain damage, it's made a little bit of progress, but next up, we've got midlife carnivore Lynn, who is an absolutely incredible inspiration. She's been a huge part of our documentary. She's a huge part of our Healing Humanity Life membership site, and she recently showed an update, and it literally gave me goosebumps, the transformation. We're in a movie theater, so we're doing movie theater themes. This is Wonder Woman coming up right now.
Amen.
Alarm for myself, so I know I've got 5 minutes and I can definitely talk. And I've got a goal, and I don't know how many of you here I've said you know me, so I do have orthostatic intolerance. It's one thing that still seems to be lingering. Our last meetup, I was able to stand the whole presentation for the first time, so I'm hoping that will be the case for this one. But anyways, my name is Lynn. Yes, I'm very involved with Healing Humanity. I'm co-site administrator with Adam from Healing Humanity Life. But my story started with unknown disease, starting early in my 20s. And I started having really odd symptoms and these weird reactions and major heat intolerance, exercise intolerance. And I just kind of brushed it off. I was trying to get pregnant, had infertility issues, and doing life. And then in my 30s and late 20s and 30s, major anxiety, panic attacks. Ended up in a psych hospital in my early 30s for about 5 days, and then major therapy for several years, tons of psych meds, and I've been gaining weight the whole time. Diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome in my mid-20s, but I became a nurse. And I was working as a nurse and really enjoying nursing, had nothing left to give because I had intense fatigue, nothing left to give after a nursing shift, barely just pushing through and surviving. But I always had a passion for learning, for helping people, and my brain was working. My body wasn't working real well, but my brain was working. And so I was nursing, but I found out, it took me 35 years to get a diagnosis, but I finally found out I have mast cell activation syndrome. It's something that gets progressively worse as you get older. And so when I was in my late 40s, I started having trips to the ER. And dizziness, tachycardia, and then later I started getting throat swelling, and finally, eventually led to getting a diagnosis of mast cell activation syndrome, which was affecting every part of my body. And obviously, my face, I had horrible rosacea, and I look at that as a picture of the inflammation in my body, because my disease affects head to toe, every organ, and I had heart palpitations, couldn't get a deep breath. I had bladder irritability. My bladder would just release its contents sometimes with no warning at all. I was with my daughter and son-in-law. It happened in a restaurant, and I was sitting there and just all over the seat. And I never had any energy. I was always extremely exhausted, but joint pain, muscle pain, bone pain. It seemed like every day there was something going on. And at my top weight, I stopped weighing myself around 350. So I maybe was somewhere between 350, 360. That was close to my top weight there. That was May of 2023, early May, and I started carnivore. I had been on disability. I had finally had to retire from nursing when my symptoms got really bad. I was dealing with daily nausea, really horrible abdominal cramping, but then my brain stopped working. And I'd be talking to a patient and my brain would freeze. I couldn't get my words out, or my words would come out slurred. And it had become a safety issue. And at that point, I was no longer working in the hospital. I had stopped working in the hospital. And I was so big, I was bumping into equipment and in critical care. You don't want to do that. But I was getting injured as well, so I went into outpatient nursing. So by the time I looked like this, it was the pandemic. I was working from home, so people weren't seeing that this is the nurse they were talking to who was giving them advice. And I was probably much less healthy than they were. And I was working in gastroenterology, telling everybody to eat more fiber, eat your fruits and vegetables and your whole grains.
Kill yourself.
And so then all of a sudden, I'm so sick I have to retire. I was a whole year before my husband came to me with a video and said, watch this. And I ended up going, okay, I'm gonna do this, because I was desperate. I was losing my ability to walk because I was just so sedentary. I couldn't do anything. And I was limping all over the place. And so I told him, if you do it with me, I'm gonna do it. So end of May 2023, I was the crazy one that went cold turkey, and I don't recommend other people do this, but it's my personality. And so it's either all or nothing. So I went cold turkey. And this video, and I just have 5, my time's up, but this video is a few months after. I still wasn't getting all the healing. So I had to go a really low histamine lion diet, and that's what turned things around for me. So with an immune system disease like mine, histamine is a huge deal. So I did have to do a low histamine lion diet. And so to wrap things up, okay, I don't wear makeup. This is my face. I am healed. This healed my gut. It healed my body pain. All the symptoms are gone. And it's been 2 years. I've lost about 130 pounds at this point. Still about 40, 50 to go. That it is a lifelong journey. And I stayed standing. So. Yeah.
13 10-pound bowling balls, Lynn
Yes.
lost. Lynn's incredible. One of the biggest blessings on this journey, filming this documentary, is meeting incredible people like Lynn. And we got to spend a bunch of time together. Lynn was out in Arizona, and seeing Lynn just get her life back and going on adventures with Dave has just been, it's awesome. It's incredible. Who here on a proper human diet has good energy? Wow, okay. Better energy than you have your whole life, maybe?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Have you ever met someone and you're like, man, their energy is just incredible? Everyone's pointing at Dr. Kiltz. I was down here talking to someone and the lights started flickering. I knew Dr. Kiltz just pulled up in the parking lot. But there's a challenger to the Dr. Kiltz energy, and she's going to share her story now. This individual has some of the most incredible energy I think I've ever seen, and that is Helen. Please welcome Helen.
Talk to me, come on. We're family here. If you guys not gonna treat me like family, I'm going out. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming here. So, where do I start? It's been an amazing journey. It was exactly 14 months ago when I was laying down in bed and tossing and turning from pain. I had pain in my shoulder, I had pain in my neck, pain in my hip, literally pain everywhere. I was living on pain pills. I had pain pills in my purse for years everywhere I went. Okay? So I felt I was expiring. My body was dying. I knew it. I felt it. And all I could do, I'm laying down still, put my hand up to heaven, say, please, God, help me. That's what I said. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't stay laying down. What do? To get my mind off pain? I go on YouTube. Lo and behold, who comes there? Right there, this guy. And what video? It's the one with the basket, and he's tossing that basket, stupid medication behind his back. And I'm like, this is crazy. It got my attention. So I kept watching and watching, and it's like, I believe it was God, touched me and woke me up.
Amen.
I kept watching, and then all of a sudden, more and more videos. And then Chaffee, whatever. And then this lady, this beautiful lady. And it just went. Yes, come on. It was one after another, and it was like within 3 days, I decided that's it. I'm doing this no matter what. So I go to the store, and I pick up beef and pork and butter, and I bring it all and boil the eggs and put a bunch of bacons and all that. Are you guys just give me 5 minutes?
No, you're good.
Come on now. Somebody's holding my timer up there. Okay, good. So then I go and shop and prepare, right? And started that. So it's been an amazing journey. Thank you. I thank God every day now for how He opened my eyes and used people, wonderful people. Lynn, that brother right there, and that one right there. He makes me cry every time I watch his videos because I had asthma, I had eczema, I had myasthenia gravis. You know about that, right? I've had diabetes, arthritis, migraines, horrible migraines, fibroid tumors all over my uterus. Literally. Can you see 4'11", but I'm wearing heels, okay? Okay, I had over 60 pounds on this little carcass you're looking at, okay? And inflammations everywhere. My eyelids were so inflamed, I literally would get up and rub to be able in the morning just to open my eyes. It's like, what is this? I'm only 59 years old. And I feel like I was living in a body that was 90 years old, and it was expiring every single day. I'm like, this is not right, Here I am. I've lost over 60 pounds, which was honestly not the goal. I just wanted to be able to get up and, in the morning, get out of bed and not listen to your body and see, okay, what part is going to hurt today? Okay, you know what I mean? Just waking up and getting up is like, oh, those hips is like, it shouldn't be that way. And God led me to this way of life, this way of lifestyle. It's really lifestyle. It's not the diet. It really is not. It's change of mind, change of thinking, change of habits. And it's been an amazing journey. Now, I believe with all my heart that you all here are, how lottery ticket people win millions? You guys are richer.
That's right.
We have hit the jackpot of hell. I really believe that. Now, you all have the jackpot of hell that no one can get with millions of dollars. People can have millions of dollars. But if they don't have their health, if they don't have this peace inside their skin, you know what I mean? When you're peaceful inside your skin.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're laying down at night and you're able to 10 minutes just gone and not waking up until 7 o'clock in the morning. I had forgotten what it is to sleep through the night for years. When I had my baby, my second baby, I was in and out of the hospital for like 4 or 5 months. It was insane. They put me on every kind of antibiotic you could think of. H. pylori, I've had gallbladder, fatty liver, you name it. It's gone. And it's God that did it. And you guys that work so hard, working so hard to put the word out, start YouTube channels. Tell people. I know people are going to get sick of you every now and then. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
But when they wake up, they can say thank you.
Yes.
You cared enough to be a fool in front of me and do all this because we care. This is what I love about Healing Humanity. And carnivore people, we care. It doesn't matter. So, what people think about, okay, this is that. I don't know what you want to call me, but this is what I feel.
Thank you. We love you.
I love
What
you.
you tell me.
So we are millionaires in health. Think that. I wake up every morning and I know I'm richer than thousands and millions of people out there, and I want to go out there and tell them, hey, you don't have to live in that poverty hell. That you're sick every day, you're sick of your life, you can't do all the things you want to do. Even my mind is woken up. I'm so ambitious. I just like, there's so many things I wake up like, okay, what is it that I'm going to do today? What is it that I'm going to accomplish today? You know? It literally is that way. Before I wasn't. Before I was like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen today. I don't know what, literally, you know, what sickness is going to be in my body. Like, you know, sicknesses that you can't even pronounce anymore. Anyways, okay, should I shut up or should I keep going? Is it 5 minutes yet? Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness.
Is it still there?
Anyone want to follow that? Who set this lineup up?
Is it for you too?
Oh man.
Do you have a back?
Here we go. Helen, you were born to do this, Helen. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes.
I literally felt like I was waking up out 50-year coma. My body, every day, every week, I was waking up. I felt it. I had spots on my body that were numb. They were gone. I didn't have any feeling on it. This part of my leg and the bottom of my leg was numb. I had no feelings. My body woke up. My mind woke up. I'm still waking up. I have a lot of healing to do, but it's been amazing so far. Thank you.
Helen, wow. Helen, you're born to do this. That was incredible.
She's home.
Yes. More meetups, Helen. Hey, real quick, Ashley. We got to shout out my friend Ashley, Carnivore Brothers. He arranged all this. Ashley and Rhett. Amazing. Thank you, Ashley. Rhett, there's Rhett. All right, so very briefly, someone time it me 5 minutes. I'm going to share my story quickly. All right, so that was my actual pills. I was on 15 medications at one time. That was me as Fatty McButterpants, my girls called me. I was 100 pounds heavier than I stand here today. And as you can see in that picture, I wasn't very happy. I was horribly, clinically, suicidally depressed for years and years. Tried medication after medication, nothing ever helped. Met my wife, we've been together for 30 years now. That was us at I wish she was here today. Shortly after we met at age 15 is when my health started to decline. This is going to get a little graphic, but we're carnivores, we can handle it, right? I was going to the bathroom and I turned around and looked down to look at my work. Anybody look at their work here? Dr. Kills, you know you look at your work. The toilet bowl was filled with blood. And my mom took me to the emergency room. They diagnosed me with Crohn's disease. I think they misdiagnosed me. I had what's called a pilonidal cyst on my backside with a fistula. And it would bleed. And it was horribly painful. And it was the start of my bad health issues. 14 years after Jen and I met, or 15 years, we had triplets. It was the happiest moment of my life. We also had our daughter Lily 2 years before, which was pretty awesome too. But that was the moment in my life when I should have been a good, strong, caring dad. I should have been there for my girls, should have been there for my wife, and that was when I was just getting sicker and sicker. I was fat, I was depressed, I was plopped down on the couch, I was doing the bare minimum, I had brain fog, and my health just kept getting worse and worse from that point forward. Depression was my worst issue. It's the reason I'm here, it's the reason I'm doing the documentary. I had sleep apnea. They put me on a CPAP machine, fatigue, brain fog, man boobs, IBS, class 2 obese. I had gout and arthritis so bad in my foot, I embarrassed my girls when I go to the grocery store. I'd have to ride around on a mobility scooter. I could barely put my foot down, it hurt so bad. They wanted to do surgery and cut part of my toe off. But wait, there's more. A couple of years ago, I was at home, I went to stand up, I got dizzy, I couldn't find my words, my lips started drooping, and my wife called 911. I suffered a TIA mini stroke. I spent 5 days in the stroke unit in the hospital. Around that time too, I was also diagnosed with squamous cell skin cancer on my ear. I was diagnosed with Barrett's esophagus. But after the mini stroke, they're like, what is wrong with this guy? Look at all these health issues. This is crazy. I was in my 30s. They did a bunch of heart tests on me. And I've had an irregular heartbeat since birth. And they did a heart test on me because of the TIA mini stroke. So I had 124 beats per minute, 48% were premature. My ejection fraction was 44. They diagnosed me with cardiomyopathy, cardiac arrhythmias, and congestive heart failure. Plus I had kidney stones. I lost my appendix, burst on the operating room table, nearly killed me. I was diagnosed with fatty liver disease. They took my gallbladder out, and the pilonidal cyst, the fistula I mentioned earlier, that reoccurred 3 times. And this is the graphic part, but for that surgery, it's on the backside. They cut it open, and it's a wound about the size of a golf ball. And they leave it open to heal. They don't stitch it. So for 4 to 6 weeks, you have to walk around, and it's incredibly painful. And then you have to go in for the icing on the cake, silver nitrate treatments, and that's like a match head. It's chemical cauterization. They take a match head and they stick it in the wound to cauterize it. And that surgery started at 15. I had that 3 more times throughout my life. The point of telling you all this isn't so you all feel sorry for me, but my body's been through an incredible amount of trauma, and I believe all of those things, including the pilonidal cyst and the fistula, I've researched it extensively. It's from inflammation. It's from chronic inflammation. I don't think I would have had any of those had I been eating a proper human diet. The other reason I tell you all of this is because all of that suffering I had paled in comparison to the depression. 95% of the suffering in my life was the depression, and that's the reason I'm doing this documentary. So, at my worst, I heard a story. That's why I'm so passionate about stories, sharing these stories and doing this documentary. And it was on YouTube, and it was from this man here, Mr. Dante Ferrigno from Ferrigno Freedom. Jen and I were watching it on TV. Yeah, shout out to Dante. He's in our documentary too, by the way. I saw the picture, I heard his voice, and he was speaking my words. He had depression, he had IBS, he had a lot of the same health issues that I had. And but I thought it was a joke. I knew about ketogenic diet, but just eating only meat was crazy. It's insane. You can't just do that. The video I was watching from Dante, I realized was 2 years old, and so we fast forwarded to his most recent video. I said to Jen, I'm like, there's no way this dude's eating meat still. It's crazy. He's gonna die, he's gonna have a heart attack. I've got congestive heart failure, I can't eat meat. Fast forward, we looked at his most recent video, and you couldn't even recognize him. Just full of life. And it wasn't just that he lost weight, he was happy. His depression was gone, his IBS was gone, and he was just so passionate about getting the word out. So that was when I started carnivore, and every single one of these things you see on here is completely reversed for me. The depression being the biggest one, brain fog, all of that. Sleep. I don't need a CPAP machine anymore. IBS went away. The gout in my foot completely went away. I didn't have to have surgery. I'm off all of those medications. I'm on 0 medications right now. So last thing I'll say real quick, the craziest thing is my heart. I had congestive heart failure, as I mentioned. I had a lifelong irregular heartbeat. 1 year into carnivore, I'm like, this is crazy. I feel incredible. I used to do this at church. I'd stand up and I'd have to hold on to something. I'd get so dizzy. That was my constant. And that was when I had the congestive heart failure. After going carnivore, that went away. A couple months into it, I'm like, I feel so good. I'm not dizzy. I feel like I could run a marathon, and my energy just kept getting better and better. So I said, I'm going to go to the doctor for the first time where I have no reason. I just want to prove that my heart has healed in some way. And I went in and I had a heart echo done. And I had 4 of these before that. I had a transesophageal cardiogram. I had a heart catheter. That's like when they put stents in. I had every heart test. After carnivore, the heart echo they did, it shows 50 different metrics. It's absolutely incredible. My congestive heart failure completely reversed. My heart actually shrunk because it was getting too large from the congestive heart failure. It went back to its normal size. They did measurements on the wall of my heart on the right side, the left side. Every single metric on my heart improved after going carnivore. That was 1 year on carnivore. And the craziest thing is my lifelong irregular heartbeat. I've had this since birth. I've had probably 25 heart tests, wore the heart monitors to school. It's completely normal on carnivore. I went to a cardiologist, went in a heart echo. I don't even know how that's possible. I had it since birth, and my heartbeat is completely normal on carnivore. So I've shared all of the medical records because people are like, that's impossible, you can't do it, or they say it online. I've done videos with Dr. Philip Obadia, he's in our documentary, and I've shared this over and over again. Those are some of my heart tests. And the last thing I wanted to say is, this has completely changed my life. I believe it saved my life. One of the things I always encourage people is, like, we do this for a reason right now. For me, it was a depression. But what about the future? What about 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now? My odds of getting cancer, dementia, Alzheimer's, diabetes, all of these things that people suffer with, it could happen, bring it on, but I'm far less likely to have those things because those are all caused from chronic inflammation from the foods I was eating before that I'm no longer eating. So I always encourage people, when you reach your goals, think about your long-term why and the fact that you're probably going to live decades longer than you would have otherwise. And not just live, but thrive. Not in a nursing home having your children change your diaper, actually thriving and living your life to the fullest. So Dante shared his story, and I'm so thankful he did. We have since filmed 60? We're almost at 60 interviews. Dr. Baker will be the last interview for the documentary we're doing this week. But we wouldn't have filmed any of these individuals had Dante not been brave enough to share his story. So I tell Dante that every single time I see him. We captured all of these stories because of Dante, and I really believe that that ripple effect is going to save so many people's lives, or give them a longer life, or extend their lives. So, the last thing I want to say is everyone loves Bill, right?
Yeah.
We're going to share some more from Bill later, but I was thinking about Bill too. What if Dante didn't share his story? Would we even know who Bill is now? Would Bill just still be sitting in his house alone and depressed? He's down like 350 pounds right now, and he's coming to Hack Your Health in November to speak.
Yeah.
So I'll end with this. I encourage everyone to share your story. It has the power to save somebody's life, like Dante's story saved my life. It has the ripple effect to save many more lives. And like Adam mentioned earlier, just bring it up. Dr. Kiltz is always doing interviews. Adam's doing interviews. Share your story with your friends, your family. Get it out there because it could save someone's life. Thank you guys so much. I got to introduce our next speaker. But first I got to do a big shout out. Anybody a fan of Dr. Baker? Dr. Baker, why do we love these good doctors like Dr. Baker? Because they treat the root cause of the problem. We're going to be hearing from Dr. Baker in a little bit. We got a movie theater theme going here today. And does anyone know who this is? Shawshank Redemption, Andy Dufresne, Free at Last. I love that movie. Like I was saying earlier, sometimes you celebrate heroes that are fake. Unfortunately, he's a fake hero. That wasn't a true story. But we have some real heroes tonight. And I don't know what's happening with our documentary, but we're calling it the Andy Dufresne because this was Bill in Alaska. We went to film him 1 year later after being trapped in his house for 5 years. He's doing the Andy Dufresne. And yesterday, I was so blessed and privileged, Adam and I worked to film the story of Stephen Lashbrook. And every time I talk to this guy, I start bawling and crying like a baby. But Stephen has an incredible story, and he also does the Andy Dufresne. This was taken yesterday, filming Lash. His name is Stephen Lashbrook, but we call him Lash. Please welcome Lash.
Holy crap. All right. Hi, everybody. My God, I'm already falling. You got me started. So, I'm going to cry a lot probably. I'm going to do this really fast because I know I have 5 minutes. So, thank you for being here. You guys are all now family. And yeah, I love you all. So, start with that. Yeah, so my life started out with depression and suicidal thoughts as early as 4 years old. I almost killed myself at 11 for the first time, and depression kept getting worse, and suicidal thoughts kept getting worse. I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever had one, but like I had them all day, every day, and that was really crazy. So then from there, I was diagnosed at about 19, 20 years old with psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis, which progressively got worse no matter how many steroid creams and ibuprofen, because I wouldn't take pills, I wouldn't take other drugs, because I did some drugs at 16, 17, and I got clean and never did them again. So yeah, I wouldn't take the pills, I wouldn't take a lot of their stronger drugs, so I did all the topical stuff just for my skin and ibuprofen for the joint pain. None of that helped. I didn't sleep for 30 years, probably, about 2 hours max. The pain, holy crap, yeah, that's my legs.
Oh, geez.
That sucked. That was painful. It's like living in concrete. All right, with poison ivy and some other shit like salt and pepper and vinegar are thrown on top. Yeah, so every day was miserable. I strive to not kill myself every day. That was like my goal. Was please don't, like, you know, you have family and friends that love you. I went to the doctors again after trying to heal myself through foods like vegetables, which didn't do anything for me except made things worse, made me bloated, made me sicker, had me more pain. And so the last time I went to the doctors, I was about 45, and that picture was taken at the doctor's office. You can see the paper. And the lady came in, looked at me, and said, "What are you here for today?" Yeah. And then the doctor came in and said, "I'm going to inject you with these 2 shots in your stomach every day for the rest of your life. And it's going to mess up, it's an immune suppressing drug. And so your immune system's done." And then I said, "What are the other side effects, doc?" "Oh, you know, suicidal thoughts, depression, you know, all these things that I already had." I said, "Well, guess what? You're going to kill me, and I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to go home and kill myself. Have a nice day. And you don't want that on your conscience." So I went home to end my life that day. And somehow I looked at my phone and was, you know, I don't know what the hell I was doing. Michaela Peterson magically popped up on my phone like an angel. And her story changed my life forever. And here I am today, 523 days lion diet. And I had the best 523 days of my entire life. I've accomplished more than I could have ever dreamed. I photographed Ice Cube's new album cover, for Christ's sakes. Like, I've been a photographer for 30, 40 years, and my goal is to reach that level, and like I've finally been able to do stuff like that. So, like, don't give up on yourself. You know, like, I've been in the hospital for kidney stones like him twice. Like, life sucked, and this is the best life you could possibly live, and it's so, like, it's the solution. It's just that easy, folks. Like, it really is. Like, once you pass the hump, and, you know, all these people are here to get you over the hump. And that's what we're here for. And we're here to change your lives. And, like, so, yeah, that's my story. And I also started a GoFundMe fundraiser to open an actual place where you can come and stay and heal. And it's going to be a retreat in the mountains. And, like, you come and, like, stay for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and I'll help guide you through this entire process and hold your hand. And, like, we need this, like, like, yeah, like, this is it. And all of you, I love every single one of you so much. You guys, thank you. And you guys are family now. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, man. Flash is starting, as he mentioned, Carnivore Healing Retreat. If you guys want to check it out, GoFundMe. I personally donated myself. I think it's incredible. His passion for this, he wants to save people's lives, and he doesn't want people to have to do it alone like he did. Flash, you're incredible. Love you, buddy. Love you. Dr. Kiltz. So, who wants to hear from Dr. Kiltz next? Many of you know Dr. Kiltz is an incredible doctor, right? He's also, as Adam and I are filming this documentary, we have to have experts in the documentary. Dr. Kiltz's story in our documentary is incredible. I don't care too much about the doctor stuff. It's great. It's fine. What is really inspiring for me is this man's personal carnivore story. And we found that with a lot of the doctors we filmed. Dr. Tony Hampton, for example. Dr. Anthony Chafe. He said, the doctor stuff is great. That's credibility. But the personal stories are so powerful. So, Dr. Kiltz, you can speak about whatever you'd like, but I'm hoping you can share a little bit about your personal story. I love you.
and say that. I love you. And one of our biggest challenges is we're looking for love in all the wrong places. But the real place is where? Right inside, right? And so the most valuable, expensive, irreplaceable entity of the universe is who? Me. Can you say it? Me. I am the most valuable, irreplaceable entity ever created in the universe. Now, anyone ever question God?
Yes.
Right? Question God every day, right? And he says, this gift is for you. Every single challenge, hardship, struggle, pain, and suffering is created by who? God. AKA me. Our thoughts are the creators of everything ever created in the universe. Did you know that? I went on a journey to figure out this God thing once. And I eventually it got me around to this book called The 3 Magic Words. And the 3 magic words are, I am God. I was like, wait a minute, are you serious? You mean it was me all along, and I thought he or she or it was out there, and I struggled and struggled and struggled. Anxiety, fear, worry, regret, judgment, negativity, anyone ever had those things? Mm-hmm. I did. Like Lash, since a child, always felt like meek and weak, anxious. I had migraines since I was a little kid. I couldn't read, kicked out of school in a gang, father in jail. Those my growing up years. Are those good for me or bad for me? They're neither. They're the gift he gave me for my journey of life. Because you're on your journey. And I mean, how many people have such a unique disease that like only you're the only one in the world that has it? Nobody. The question is, what causes disease? Anyone ever know that question? Do you have the answer? What's the answer? You know what doctors will tell you? Idiopathic. Have you guys ever heard the word idiopathic? You know what it means?
We're an
idiot. Right? Right? We're idiots. Right? And so ultimately, I did not learn about carnivore or keto or paleo from a doctor or a scientist. Bill, where'd you get your doctor's license? Doesn't have one. Carrie, where'd you get your medical license? Don't have one. Oh my God. Like, you don't have a medical license, and yet here we are learning about healthcare, health and wellness, not from the modern medical money machine. Sorry for my language. Sorry.
True.
And our good friend Shawn Baker the same way, right? And he suffered like I suffered in the standard medical system. And now I'm still a medical doctor. I'm a surgeon, yes. I practice standard medicine. I figure as long as I'm there, maybe I can infuse some of this craziness of carnivore, right? It is crazy, right? I mean, I was at a retreat working on a movie about menopause the last couple of days in Costa Rica. And I was there with some experts. Many of them medical doctors, and we talked about hormone replacement therapy, bioidentical. Like, what's bioidentical hormone therapy? Where's it made from? Who made it? A chemist, right? A pharmacist, right? A pharmaceutical company making plant-based hormones. Now, are you a plant-based hormone? No. Are hormones naturally in our bodies? And then over time, they eventually kind of go down and get lower or go away? Is that natural and normal? Is menopause a pathologic condition? No. Natural, right? We've made diseases out of basically thin air. Okay, who has a disease? Oh, I didn't get many hands up. I love it. Because we don't have anything wrong with us. We're already perfect in a beautiful, amazing body that who gave us? God. I mean, like, did you ever go to the doctor and they talked about God and how's God working for you, right? How's your life? Or how are you doing? Or boy, you look amazing. Oh boy, This doesn't look so good. Oh my God. You know, we measured you as you walk in the doctor's office. Anyone afraid of, I go through the airport security. Anyone kind of like, no matter what, you kind of walk through there and you think something bad's going to happen. I do all the time. You know, I pretty much strip naked to go through there. You know, because I'm worried like something's going to turn it off, right? And we go to the doctor's office. It's kind of like going through security at the airport, right? You never know what they're going to get you for, right? We're looking for a problem in you. But ultimately, what's wrong with you? Nothing. Nothing. Now, poison ivy disease, it's a very, very, very serious disease. Is there such a thing as a poison ivy disease, Dr. Baker? No. Okay, so what if every label of every disease that you and I suffer from are symptoms or signs, right? Basically something you tell me is a problem and the other thing I tell you is a problem. But ultimately you're only poisoned by plants. I don't care what disease it is, mast cell or gout or arthritis or psoriasis or depression even. Could depression be simply poisoning by plants?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's stupidly simple. I mean, when was the last time you saw an anaphylactic reaction from a ribeye steak? Like, never. Yeah, we might have sensitivities to things, but how many of them are psychological? Anyone ever seen Bad Men? What's it about? Marketing. Basically, everything we are, pretty much in our environment, in our lives, is marketed to who and what we are. We're brain washed or programmed to believe what we believe. And remember, everything you believe, I don't care where it is, it's all programming, poisoned by programming. The devices, you know, this is like, it's the best device in the universe and the worst device in the universe, right? And obviously here we are with all these crazy beliefs, but it's only a belief. I am healthy and well. I never label myself addicted or diseased at all, ever. Why? Because remember, we're programmed to believe the disease we have and suffer from is real. Anyone ever read The Secret? So if you know anything about a thought, it creates everything. The brain is a storyteller and a picture maker. That's what this is. And how many think, oh my God, I'm not doing very good, I'm sick, I'm ill, I'm not very smart, I can't do that. Anyone ever think those things? Me? Right? But what I've learned is that every thought I think, and the only thing you control is your thinking. That is it. You change every thought about everything. I can't is like a phrase that should be blown up in our universe, right? And we measure each other. Are we different physiologically, biochemistry, or electromolecularly different? We're all unique and different, right? No, we're not. We're the same. We suffer the same, we joy the same, we grow the same, we die the same. You know, we are born to die physically, but spiritually, we're eternal. Right? It's our stories we create that make this. And really, science, so I couldn't read as a kid, but I was good at math. But I didn't know I was good at math until Mrs. Hafner in the 4th grade kissed me in front of class. Like, she'd be arrested today. Right? But basically, I was like mortified. What? But I didn't know I was good at math. But thankfully, I was good at math. That's how I managed to go through medical school and residency and all my training and all this stuff, because I was good, because I saw the universe in numbers. Pictures. I'm a picture guy. I'm a doing guy. If you like said, hey, read this and go do this, forget it, can't do it. But if you show me through the pictures or the formulas, I can do it all. Because are we capable? Are there some of us have like, what is it? You're born with creative nature, like got musical capabilities. What's the thought I'm thinking? I can't find it. Prodigy, a savant, no, a little more generalized than that, right? Someone has talent. What is talent? It's your experience to learn how to do something. And who has DNA in their body? Who has human DNA in their body? Right? Is everyone capable of everything and anything? Absolutely, 100%. But we've been trained, no, you're not. This is science and medicine. It's really great. I love it. I'm fascinated by it. But is obesity a disease? NFW. You know what I mean, right? No. If there's a famine and there's no food for 6 months, would you rather be fat or skinny? Fat, you better believe it. Why does our body make fat?
It always thinks there's a famine around the corner.
You better believe it. And what are the odds that for the last 3.5 million years we lived a lot of them?
Most of it.
And there's going to be a lot in the future.
Yes.
100%. It's as simple as that. There's nothing pathologic with you getting obese, but you're not a fat of a cow. Grass and grains. Are you a cow or a lion? We're lions. Isn't that so simple, right? Max and I went hunting, right? And we actually fought to like get as close as we can to that beast and either throw that spear or arrow or tackle and bring it down because he wanted to show off for someone. We want to show off, don't we? It's our instinct, right? What's the most important thing in the universe? Love, God,
Meat.
family, our children. It's our children, their children, their children. That's what we're all living for. We're completely backwards in this modern civilization, this world that says, wait until you're successful. I mean, what other animal says, well, we gotta wait a few more years because we don't have our right housing and we don't have enough money in the bank. Is that BS? Big time. Reproduction, family. Julio's my grandson, just born 3-4 months ago. Nelson always knows exactly when the birth date is. He reminds me every day that he's going to be 4 months on the 17th. But ultimately, we're poisoned by plants and we have no disease. We're healthy and well, but it's just another label that we have to mark off so we can get paid money. You know, every label, every check of every disease we've written down in that diagnostic list makes us more money, makes the insurance companies more money, and ultimately we're just peasants, slaves, soldiers, and prisoners. But we've broken out as lions because enough of that BS, right? Now, thankfully, we still need some standard medicine. It does some great things. I'm not against it. I still practice it. I believe in so much what we're doing, but it's time when we realize who's in control of your healthcare? I am, right? I am. And ultimately, again, we all look at each other, you know, we look a little different, right? You know, height, weight, size, shape, color, gender, politics, religion. But in fact, we're all the same. Children of God, who through this education, new propaganda. Well, it depends if which side of the, you know, if you're in the plant-based world or in the animal-based world. And when I was down in Costa Rica, I was talking about carnivore. They're like, oh no. I mean, I was in the other camp. A lot of vegan vegetarians in Costa Rica, which is all good. Although I saw across the hill, there were cows roaming. It was like, oh, now I'm home. I'm in the right place. But they did get me a steak every single day. It was beautiful. They took good care of me, and I felt really grateful to be in the midst of all of our brothers and sisters. I don't care if you're vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, pescatarian. Our illnesses are from a plant, protein, low animal fat diet. And who's allergic to fruits, vegetables, seeds, and nuts? We all are, because if you have a disease, it's secondary to exposure to a plant antigen, plant chemical, plant sugar, or what happens to fermentation of plants? What do you make? Alcohol. Where? Gut. Every day. Every child, every human, every adult is suffering from alcohol brain. Does that cause dizziness and weakness and depression, anxiety, suicidality, and criminality? And what do we feed those in prison? Carbs, plants. I don't like the word carbohydrate, because does meat contain carbohydrates in it?
No. Glycogen.
It contains carbohydrates. They're called glycans. The glycobiome. Who's heard of the glycobiome? Without sugars in every single cell of our body, we'd be dead. And glucose is just one of 9 sugars in our body. And fat is the most important thing. 2 minutes? 1 minute? Is that good?
Well, as long as you
Oh, God bless you. No. There's many other people that I want to make sure get to share their stories. But ultimately, I say I'm nearly 70 and nearly 15 years. At 70, I'll be 15 years technically. Okay, my God, he has a french fry from time to time. Or he might have a sip of wine or drink a martini.
We just ran out of time.
Okay. Well, the whole point, I just want to make this, okay? You do not need to only eat meat to be healthy. And actually, if you just add fatty meat to your diet, you will heal in so many ways. That's the trick. Because if we're way over here all the time, they're not going to come to us. They're going to say, I'm sorry, you're crazy, right? Because ultimately, let's just say we evolved as omnivores, but we were mostly hunting, right, Max? Right? Hunting. Did we eat cooked meat? We waited for the cook. I'm sorry, we can't eat this till the cook comes. Raw, fatty, meat, organ, meats, all of it. And that's the little trick. Some people are carnivores, but they cook their meat, there's no fat. That's a deadly diet. And that's the craziness. Because do you know that protein amino acids are fermentable? Yes. And remember, if you eat fat, which is what we historically did because we hunted, we killed, we eat the meat, we ate it because the other tribe or the other animal is going to come take your food, and there's only one place for food on your body. Do you know where it is? It's your stomach and the fat storage. And fat is the building block of your body. It is the healing of your body. And without fat, you're dead. That's the simple story. And all of us are unique and different as human beings, but we work the same. I love you.
I love you. You love you, Dr. Schultz. Next up, we've got a gentleman that is a huge inspiration. So much respect for Anthony. We filmed him yesterday for our documentary, Healing Humanity. First time speaking in front of a crowd, but this is a carnivore crowd, so you guys all be carnivore. Anthony did it.
High school time, so appreciate kiss the mic better. Yeah. So last time I was in front of a crowd was high school times, probably 15 years ago or so. Some of you guys know me, some of you guys don't. By looking at me, could you tell I'm a cancer patient? Stage 4 as a matter of fact. Wow. On my 31st birthday, which was September 9th, 2022, I was diagnosed with stage 4 GIST cancer. GIST stands for gastrointestinal stromal tumor. I've had 5 surgeries. They cut me up from here to my rib cage. I'm missing about 1/4 to 1/3 of my internals. The tumor they removed out of my stomach was the size of a softball. At the time, I was told they were non-cancerous benign tumors. Life went back to normal for about a month until the local cancer center called me and said, we need an appointment. And on my 31st birthday is when I got the diagnosis of their cancerous or a rare type of sarcoma. And with the type of mutations I have, there's no known treatment, only clinical trials. So we hopped on medications for 130 days straight of a targeted therapy, and the cancer got worse. It spread throughout the liver during that time frame. Previous health conditions like afibrillation came back into the play, many heart attacks, different strokes. My left kidney actually started shutting down. To be kind of blunt about my story, I actually spent 9 or 10 months urinating blood daily because of the kidney problem. And I quit chemo treatments January 31st, 2023, when we realized the cancer got worse. And I told my oncologist, I want to die naturally versus through treatment. You know, I lost my father in 2019 through cancer as well in treatment. And I wish I knew back then what I know now, because I think I could have prolonged my father's life. When I quit treatment, I made a game plan that I'm gonna do different diets between each intervals of screenings to figure out what food groups feed the tumors. I did plant-based, of course, standard American most of my life, Mediterranean, keto, and eventually carnivore. I hopped on carnivore. I don't know how many of you guys know Jeff the Prosperous and his story. Shout out to Jeff. But somebody sent me a link of his video and his story, and the fact that he was able to do treatment and carnivore made me, why can't I just do carnivore? Because I didn't want to do treatment again. And once I went carnivore, the tumor stabilized, nothing grew. And I've actually now been to 11 oncologists, 3 different nutritionalists. I'm now working with a cancer nutritionist out of state. And I've been off treatment now for 2.5 years, shrinking tumors slowly. I've been stable actually for the last year. Nothing's gotten bigger or smaller. And to go back to life before the diagnosis and life prior to surgery, I was kind of a hellion. Never like in trouble with the law, but adrenaline junkie, dirt bikes, bicycles, skate parks, some fights. And I've had a total of 24 broken bones, 12 surgeries, 12 different concussions. With chemo and all the heart problems, I've had strokes as well. I have a little bit of a speech impediment now, which is getting better through time. I used to tell people, even in high school times, it's not about how many miles on the body, it's how hard of miles. Because even in high school, I was in pain. I was addicted to Vicodin pills because I was tired of living in pain. I'm in no pain anymore. And it's all because of carnivore. I realized that with all the surgeries, all the broken bones, the arthritis in the joints, I mean, I could snap my arm and it pops all the time. No pain. And it's because what I was eating was causing inflammation into my joints and brought out all the pain. So the fact that I have been beat up and ragged on my body, and I can walk, run. Actually, last year in August, I did a Tough Mudder race off Francis Spartan. It was 10 miles, 30 obstacles. Stage 4 cancer patient, off treatment, did it in 4 hours. And I was pretty stoked. I want you guys all to make a promise to yourselves that it just takes one step to improve yourself. It doesn't have to be a big step. It could even be a step backward, but you have to learn through failure. And failure is a part of life. And with all the different diets I've done, all the different supplements, that's failing until I found something that worked. And each one of you guys in here and out there have the capabilities to do what I'm doing. And whether it's Crohn's disease, IBS, cancer, don't ever let an illness or a diagnosis define who you are and what you're capable of. And never let anybody give you a timeline on your life. You guys. But that's the crazy part is, with my conditions that I deal with, all the hell I've been through is I've actually now, with the 24 broken bones, all the surgeries, stage 4 cancer, I feel now better than I have my entire life, even as a child. That's the crazy part. Like even at 6 years old, I could do this good. Thanks, guys.
Can we give it up one more time for Anthony? I'm so thankful that Anthony is brave enough and kind enough to share his story here and in our documentary. I think his story is going to inspire so many people. Thank you, Anthony. All right, next up, what if you were a doctor that became a doctor because you wanted to help heal people, and you treated upwards of 200,000 patients over a 40-year career, and then you decided, I'm going to switch gears because I found something else that helps heal people better, and you become the medical director at kiltshealth.com. Next up, we got Dr. Nelson. He's also a stand-up comedian on the side. Multi-talented.
Thank you, Gary. We know for a fact that Adam healed his brain injury. We're still not too sure about Gary. Okay, I'm going to ask the same question I asked before, because there are some more people here, including the guy that you came to see. But who came to see Dr. Vasquez? Dr. Nelson. Yeah. I go by Dr. Nelson. I'm Dr. Nelson Vasquez. It's easier for you Americans to pronounce Nelson. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, first language Spanish until I was 19, and that's when I started learning to speak English. This time, I've been at a few events with Healing Humanity. This time, I brought my wife. My bride, in 38 days, it will be 41 years. And this is the first time she's here. She's really not even here to see me either. She's here to see her niece, who lives here near Seattle. So. Yeah, she's here every day. And with her niece is her husband, my niece's husband, Justin. So, but they're not here to see me. They're here to see their uncle. Where is? Oh, I just saw you. I was wondering where. I was about to say, where's Catherine? All right, I'm gonna give you a shirt from Healing Humanity because we didn't bring any Hispanic tribe shirts. Just talk to me at the end. All right.
I do have your slides.
You do? Okay.
Right here.
So just hit the right arrow. I'm always thinking about what am I gonna talk to these people about. And when I walked in here this morning, first thing I asked is, where's the hair, makeup? They didn't want to do makeup either. Sorry. I want to talk about perfection. Well, you do see really what I like to talk about, right?
We are all that.
I know I'm not perfect, but I'm so close it scares me. I do know I'm not perfect because I just established that 41 years almost next month. She's been telling me I'm not perfect. She keeps me honest. By the way, who likes Dr. Hill's energy? I want to be like him when I grow up. He's older than me. I'm getting up there, but he's older. He's an old man already. I would like to have his energy when I get closer to his age. personally, I'm pretty close, but. But, do you wanna know how old Dr. Kills is?
Yeah.
Yeah? Ask me, how old is Dr. Kills? He's so old that when he went to school, there was no history class. It was all called current events. He is so old, this one is a new one. His social security number is 1. And his birth certificate. Do you always carry your birth certificate with you? Probably not. It's probably difficult because it's all chiseled in stone. Where's Dr. Baker? I know he came in. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had asked, who came to Dr. Nelson. A bunch of people raised their hand. All of you liars. Because you're here to see the man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Baker, right? I have a challenge for him. I bet he cannot pick me up like he did Carrie.
Challenge.
I'm still fat, by the way. Thankfully, I work for Dr. Kills, and he talks about fat not being a bad thing. So. Maritza's my niece's, my wife's niece. I call her my niece. That's the last time you saw me was probably like that, right?
Wow.
Until today. This guy, Carrie mentioned, I've been a doctor for 40 years. 41 this year, by the way. Even though Dr. Kills is older than me, I graduated from medical school 6 months before him. So we've been practicing both for 40 plus years. But most of my practice, seeing patients, that was me. Okay. Now, the thing with obesity is it's not the problem. The same thing that caused that caused everything else I'm going to mention. Everything else that you guys have mentioned here. By the way, you did add the liver. You didn't even know you had fatty liver until recently, right? Diabetes for 29 years or so. I have reversed my diabetes, by the way. Didn't even do it by my own knowledge. I was an expert at treating diabetes. I'm a family physician. I have known about low carb and who hasn't heard about Dr. Atkins' diet? Right? Anyone here who hasn't heard about that? Okay. Everybody knows about that. And I've used it personally to lose 40 pounds so many times. But always went back to eating my stuff. Now, I grew up eating rice and beans and all kinds of different roots. That was a staple of my diet in Puerto Rico. Rice and beans twice a day, every day, school, at home. There was some meat, a little bit of chicken or steak. Up until I was, I don't know, an adult and married, I didn't know there was any other cut of steak except cube steak. That's what they bought in my house all the time. So even when I was eating my diet, it was a lot of carbohydrates. He doesn't like the word carbohydrates, but grains and roots. So my highest weight was, I think, something like 325, 320. I was about, on that picture, about 310. That was also just a few months after having had a stroke. The moment I had the stroke, uncontrolled diabetes, uncontrolled hypertension, uh, high triglycerides, low HDL. Yeah, my LDL was probably a little bit high as well. I have reversed my hypertension completely. I have reversed my diabetes completely. My A1C has been 5.4 for a year and a half or more. The only thing out of those very important things I haven't completely gotten rid of is this. But I always wore one of my belts from back then, just to show people. Yeah, that's a prop. Uh, Having regrown my hair. Yeah, I could. I did shave it about a month after that picture. Good, my best friend was going through chemo, and I shaved my head. I haven't grown it back, but it was getting thin a little bit at the top, right? Anyways, going back to the perfect. If I was the perfect man, I would be tall, dark, and handsome, right? I'm not that tall. I'm not that dark. So one out of three ain't bad. Who misspelled my name?
Uh-oh. That's Adam.
I think I caught a glimpse of that when I put the picture the first time, but trying to think what was the next picture I had here before I show it.
Hold it, see what happens.
Yeah.
So I'm a baseball fan, by the way, 41. Name is there, Shawn Baker. And the Dodgers just lost the season series to the New York Mets, okay? But the Dodgers are the world champions from last year. Anyways, he's a Dodger fan, I'm a Mets fan. This is one of the most important things that I live for. Only one right now. Oh, the other day, we were talking, Nelly was talking to our son about the different SUVs we had tried. We were looking for an SUV, and we went out a small SUV. And his wife says, well, that's gonna fit one, but what if we have more? So when she told me about it, I said, well, I'll buy a Suburban and fill it up with car seats. No problem. Anyways. Plantar fasciitis. Someone mentioned plantar fasciitis. Couple people here. 35 years suffering from plantar fasciitis. I don't even know when it went away. Because when the pain doesn't tell you it's there, you forget. I went carnivore exactly 23 months and a half, maybe 23 months ago, because this month, at the end, it'll be 2 years. So diabetes reversed. How many of you are diabetics here? Okay. How many of you use insulin? Is it because you're type 1 or type 2? Type 1, okay. Well, you need that to be alive. And we all need insulin, by the way. It's not a bad guy. But this guy was using, where is it? Right there. This guy was using 300 units of insulin a day so he could eat his rice, beans, and apple fritters. Haven't had an apple fritter probably 3 years. Anyone using high blood pressure medicine? I was using metoprolol, 300 milligrams a day total. Most doctors are afraid to use it before beyond 200 milligrams. I was taking 300. Lisinopril 40 milligrams, also maximum dose. And I know that 14th of February of last year, 2024, was the last time I took any blood pressure medication. And I know that because the next day was my birthday, which is why I remember Julio's birthday, February 15th. My birthday sent me a gift. And that morning I passed out, my blood pressure was so low. Okay? So, no more blood pressure medication. I had eliminated 7 prescription medications. I had a bottle at some point. I do have a container very similar to Carrie's with a bunch of medicines that I was taking. And I gotta say one more thing. I know I probably went beyond my time, but almost 3 years ago, I was definitely on my way to a wheelchair, almost unable to walk. I couldn't walk more than 50 to 100 feet without having to stop to rest or getting my numbness and tingling in my legs worse or pain. I had had surgery 37 years ago, a lumbar laminectomy. I'm talking to Dr. Baker there because he knows what that is. And I had developed severe lumbar spinal canal stenosis with neurogenic collication. I had fallen a couple of times, both happened to have been at work. For 35 years, I haven't been able to go to a theme park. I live in Orlando, near the parks, with having to be on a mobility scooter like he used to as well. And last year, we've been 2 or 3 times. Last year, I was able to walk the whole park, enjoy one of them with my grandson, not used. And when I say the whole day, 12 hours in a theme park and getting up the next morning and not having chronic back pain, that is something. This morning I was stiff in the morning. I spent the whole day traveling and sitting on the plane and walking, going to the yarn store. It was her birthday last Sunday. Anyone wants to guess how old she is? Can I say it or not?
How young she is.
I think Dr. Kills has the best response, 29.
Yes. Love it.
Complications from stroke? Are you gonna mention that?
I had a stroke, weakness on my right side, numbness, tingling in my legs. I have 4 reasons for numbness and tingling. Diabetic neuropathy, vitamin B12 deficiency, pinched nerves in my back, stroke. I still have some neuropathy symptoms, but they are greatly improved since I went carnivore, okay? I keep hearing these stories, and all of these stories are remarkable. Most of them even more severe than what I had. I didn't have brain injury, I was born this way. Isn't it amazing? It is truly amazing. They are no longer incredible to me, because incredible is something you cannot believe. I believe every single one of you. Definitely. I mean, you have all, and the interesting thing, everybody talking to you here, whether they're a doctor or not, they're talking from their experience You don't have anyone talking to you here without having had a personal experience with this, right? Helen, by the way, I love her energy. And at 3 p.m. on Tuesday, well, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 noon for you guys. On Tuesday, she's going to be in the Kills Health live stream with Dr. Nelson at 3 p.m. All I'm going to do is say, Helen, go. We have an hour to listen to you, and I know she can do it. I will be getting that morning home, so I'm going to be so sleepy that all I'm going to do is Helen go. And she'll take care of it. All right. I know a lot of you don't know me. Even Steak and Butter guy here is more well known than me, man. And Bella, of course. You think her parents knew how pretty she was going to be? Probably, right? Named her Bella. Anyways. Share your stories. If you have a story of healing, and I'm pretty sure almost everyone here does have a story. Share your story. Tell others. Sometimes your family and friends are going to tell you, please shut up.
Sometimes.
Because you'll drive them crazy. I know I have. She's here today. By the way, my wife has lost 60, 70 pounds. She used to use insulin. No more insulin, okay? I know I've had to drag her kicking and screaming. She is not carnivore, by the way. She does have some vegetable. Anyone here vegan or vegetarian? Anyone who was vegan or vegetarian? Anyway. I know I went over. I just want to remind you that you have to live your life, love your family, and you need to love yourself. You know, like when you travel, they tell you the mask comes off on the plane, put it on first, so you can take care of your kids. Kind of the same principle. Take care of your health, so you can take care of your family. We are here for two things. We need to eat to sustain ourselves, and we need to reproduce. So, just write up his app. All righty. I've talked enough.
Give it up to Dr. Nelson. All right, who here is a fan of Bella?
Thank you for having me. I love you guys so much, and my husband lives here. Firstly, I just want to thank Carrie, I want to thank Adam, I want to thank Dr. Kiltz for doing this today, bringing the community together. These moments are so special. This is my favorite part of being a carnivore creator, is to come to these in-person meetups and to meet you guys. So really, I'm looking forward to the beach later today.
Yeah.
Hang out with you guys and hear your stories and make the connections. I'll just quickly talk, I don't want to take too much time with my story, but I struggled with my skin. You can see I had cystic acne, I had psoriasis, eczema, and rosacea, and honestly, I thought I would be performing piano concerts today, and that would be my career. But because I was struggling with skin, I couldn't even go on stage without feeling nervous, self-conscious with the harsh lighting on my skin. I was having panic attacks backstage because I felt like I could have memory slips, and I was. I was vegan for 6 years before I found the carnivore diet. And because of the vegan diet, I lost my period. My skin got worse, and I was struggling with my mental health. So it was a lot of things that I was dealing with. Does anyone know Freely the Banana Girl? She's the reason why I went vegan.
And she makes videos about me and my carnivore diet to this day. She doesn't even know that I was vegan because of her. I just want to ask for all of your guys' help because I'm on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, sharing my story, how a vegan diet destroyed my health and how a carnivore diet healed me. The vegans think I did the vegan diet wrong. They literally comment that every single day. And then the standard American dieters think that I am a psyop for the meat industry. I need your help. In the comment section, when you guys stand up and you share your testimonials, how the carnivore diet healed you, it actually helps so much because I have people saying, I read your comment section. I connected with a comment where someone said they healed psoriasis, they reversed their infertility, and I tried the carnivore diet. It works. Right? So I really feel like I'm a vessel now to share your stories to the world. That's my purpose. I could literally be thanking all of the people in this room for an hour. Dr. Baker, I found Kelly Hogan through Dr. Baker's podcast 6 years ago. Dr. Kiltz, he says we're fativores. I cannot agree more. You know, Carrie and Adam, they share the most amazing stories and they're making a documentary. Thank you. We need more. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And also I want to thank my husband. Stand up. If you only want to be in my taste test videos. But it's okay. We're going to have 10 kids and you're going to help me, right? I'll keep it at 10. Every time it goes up, but I'll keep it at 10. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Who here is a fan of Dr. Shawn Baker? I recently had the honor of having Dr. Baker on my YouTube channel, and I remember the thing he said at the very end was, be an example to your family. And that was some of the best advice I think I've ever heard. I keep watching Dr. Baker on Instagram, and he's dunking basketballs. He's deadlifting like 700 pounds. He's an absolute inspiration, and Adam and I are so blessed and thankful because we filmed like 60 interviews for this documentary, and the very last interview we're going to be doing is Dr. Shawn Baker, which is appropriate to end it on the man that coined the term carnivore, wrote the book, and has helped so many people find healing. Also, check out Rivero.com.
Thank you very much. Wow, it is a true privilege and honor to see all my friends here and all the people that are, live. I'm here in Snohomish, and I'm surprised how many people are here in this area. It shows how much this has grown. I've been talking about a carnivore diet for really almost 10 years now. I was one of the first physicians. I think I was the first physician to publicly get out there and do it. I'm glad to see we got a lot of people that have been doing this, maybe doing it for many, many years. I'm gonna change things up a little bit here. So, you guys, anybody heard of the sugar diet recently? Yeah. Well, I recently did the sugar diet for the last 3 days, and I've lost 8 pounds. Now, there's a twist to this. I did it carnivore style. Because I know the mechanism by which it works. I'm not actually going to talk about that. I've got a YouTube video coming out on this, so lots of video. You'll learn some interesting stuff on this. So, I do want to talk a little bit about motivation, because I think that is an important aspect. Why do we do what we do? And, recently, as Carrie pointed out, I'm pretty competitive. Max knows. I'm kind of, my kids think I'm nutty. By the way, 3 of my children are up there. We're talking about motivation. Why do I do what I do? Why do I care about the health of humanity? It's three of my 4 reasons there. I have 4 kids and 3 of them here right now. And this is why I'm so passionate about this stuff. This is why I've had, people make fun of me online and haters and all that. You put up with all that stuff. But, I just, some days are funny. So like I said, I'm obsessively crazy, competitive about athletics. So I said, I'm gonna turn 60 soon. I got about a year and a half, I'll turn 60. I'm like, I wanna run a 13-second 100-meter dash, right? It's a fairly ambitious goal, but I think it's within my capability. World record's 11.7, just for reference. Dr. Kiltz, by the way, we ran some sprints in Tennessee. He kicked ass. I was really impressed with that. So that was really fun. So I'm at a point, I've been doing this for 3-4 months on my own. It's getting better. I need some coaching. I need to get an expert. I need to get a track coach. So I go to a website. It's called CoachUp, and you type in your zip code. It says here's coaches near you. And I found this guy Frank. Frank S. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's rated highest coach, #1 guy in the entire app. 10,000 coaches, he's the #1 guy. I'm like, great, he's 10 minutes from me. It's 10 miles away. So it says, message to coach, and I say, hey coach, I'm 58 years old, at 60 I'd like to do this. And he writes back to me, and this is a guy who obviously, he's been coaching for 34 years. I'm looking forward to all the insight he can give me. Teach me about form, technique, drills I can do. And I've done that before. I've been a world champion on other sports, and I've trained with some of the world champions to learn. And he writes me, and he did me the biggest favor ever. He didn't give me any knowledge. What he told me was, that's an unrealistic goal. I don't think you can do it. So it just pissed me off. So I went back and I just said, thank you for the motivation.
Exactly.
So now I'm motivated. Believe me, I'm pissed about this. So I've got another coach coming tomorrow to my house and I'm going to go run on the track. But, it's one of those things that, throughout my life, back, gosh, it's been, 10 years ago? Was it 10 years? 10, 12 years ago. I was practicing in orthopedics, doing my thing. I was the busiest surgeon in the hospital, one of the busiest surgeons in the state. I was on billboards, I was on magazines, Best Doctor Town, all that kind of propaganda they put out there. But, and then I started saying, looking at my own health, I was on a ketogenic diet. And, this was a time when we were operating a lot of knee replacements of patients. These patients would be more prone to have complications, and so the community said, hey, we need to make our patients a little less not so obese before we operate on them. They didn't give us any instructions on how to do it. It's like, figure it out yourself. So I put patients on a ketogenic diet, and not everybody would do it, of course. How many people have you approached, say, hey, try carnivore keto, and they say, nah, it's not for me, I'm not doing it. But many people do. And the people that did, some of them lost weight. Some of them didn't lose much weight. But one thing that really interested me, was really exciting, was a lot of them come back to me and say, my knee doesn't hurt anymore. How many of you guys have noticed that your joint health has gotten better by going to college? Yeah, so it's pretty amazing. I'm just going around about half the people here said my joints feel better. My kids don't appreciate that because they're 17, 14, 12. But when you're 40, 50, 60, you appreciate when your joints don't hurt, right? So I thought that was really cool. So I approached the hospital administration. I was the head of the orthopedic department. I approached the hospital administration. I said, hey guys, I'd like to spend like a half day a week just talking about lifestyle, right? I was like, this is great, this is good. That's why I went and became a doctor in the first place. And I was surprised because they said, no, we're not really interested in that. We don't have, I remember, I paraphrase, no, I quote them directly, we don't have an appetite for that. Because I was canceling surgeries. I was literally canceling surgery. So this ended up in me in a 2-year-long legal battle with the hospital. I lost my license for a period of time. I was giving it back when an independent review showed I was totally fine. So that was a really depressing time in my life, very, very depressing. And I recently had a divorce, which also was very, very depressing to me. And so that was it was a negative motive. It was an awful event. Like we heard some of these wonderful stories of people recovering from diseases. I mean, we can find silver linings in any cloud. And sometimes we're affected in such a way, such a profound way that it is motivating. If you never had cancer, you probably would never done it. You've never done what you're doing now, right? If cancer was your motivation. And ultimately, my kids, I talk about motivation, but motivation only gets you so far, guys. I got to tell you, anybody know who Jocko Willink is? Anybody heard him? Discipline is freedom. Yeah. So I'm not going to have a coach telling me I suck and I can't run a 13-second 100 every day. I'm just going to have it one time. The rest of the time, I got to figure out how to do it myself. And if you got kids, you can say, I love my kids and I want to do the best thing I can for them. But find some level of motivation. It doesn't have to be there every time. If I had to depend upon motivation to do the right thing on a day-to-day basis, I never do anything. I stay on the couch, watch Netflix, and eat Oreos. Honestly, I would. But it's one of those things where you just have to sort of figure out why you're doing something and then stick with it over time. And that's been what I have found to be very true in my life. I've been very fortunate in many ways. I've had some certainly negative things that happen to me, and it's not easy. Some people go, well, it's easy. You've always been athletic, and you got genetics, and there's some truth to that, but there's a lot of truth that's not there. And I'm sure Dr. Kiltz, he's got all kind of crazy energy. The man's almost 70 years old. Well, maybe he's 270 according to Nelson. But anyway, I guarantee he probably says, look, it's work to do that. This doesn't happen spontaneously. So it's
anything, don't give up. The other thing, and Carrie mentioned Rivera, I'll just take a brief second to talk about that. I assume most of y'all here in Washington, we open in all 50 states. Sometimes, well, let me go back to medicine here. Conventional medicine, Nelson, myself, Dr. Kills, we all went into medicine because we wanted to help people, presumably, most of them. There's a few kind of snakes in there that probably just did it to make money, but all of us want to do the right thing and help people. Unfortunately, the system is not really set up for that. The system is set up to, over the years, it's evolved into the business of medicine. It was the art of medicine that became the business of medicine. We stopped talking about curing disease, we started talking about disease management, right? So pills for the rest of your life. All the drugs that are now being developed, what do? What's the scheduling frequency? 1 dose and you're done? No, take it for the rest of your life. GLP-1 drugs, take it for the rest of your life. And so, I just forgot what I was going to say. No, so we go into this presumably to help people, but then the system is not really designed for that. As Dr. Kilsmith, there are some really good things about our healthcare system. I mean, if I'm in a car wreck and my femur's sticking out, don't feed me a ribeye. That's and thank God there's anesthesia so we can have surgery. Thank God there's pain medication. All these things that are very, very important to us. But we've gone so far from what I think was set out. If you look at like Sir William Osler, back one of the great physicians back in the late 1800s, he would be, I'm sure he'd be absolutely shocked by what medicine has become. And we've got so much technology. Think about the technology that we have today compared to what we had 2 or 3 generations ago, right? And are we overall healthier as a society? Absolutely not. We've got every test you can imagine. You literally can take 150 blood tests anytime you want, imaging, more and more studies. That's not really the answer, in my view. And I think that one of the biggest things that many guys will feel like, when he was diagnosed with psoriasis, and you asked the doctor, if you asked the doctor, why do you have psoriasis, if you did that, the answer probably was what? I don't know, bad luck, genetics, something like that. Yeah, genetics, right? That's what do you say, that's BS, right? I mean, as Dr. Kilsmith, idiopathic diagnosis, we're idiots, we can't figure it out. But the real answer is, we're probably poisoning ourselves in some way, form, or fashion. Either we're eating the wrong stuff, or exposing ourselves to the wrong stuff. So you get that diagnosis, and then you're like, well, what do I do about it? You take pills for the rest of your life. So now what happens? Well, it's depressing because you are now dependent upon some dude to write you prescriptions for the rest of your life. You are completely disempowered by this, right? So you're depressed, you're disempowered, and you don't get healthier, which is more depressing, right? So I mean, it's just like, what are we doing here? So I'm here to tell you guys should be empowered. There is just so much you can do. And diet is one of many factors. I think it's an incredibly important factor and perhaps the most important factor, but it's not the only thing. And this is something, like we do at Rivera. We have patients that, we have physicians that get it. We have a bunch of Dr. Kiltzes and Dr. Vasquez and Dr. Bakers that get this and can change, are changing the way. Because I think if we look at where healthcare is going, and I fully believe that many of the roles and functions of physicians, and some of the physicians themselves will be replaced by AI. How many of you guys go to ChatGPT or Grok or whatever to type in your symptoms, and it's easy, right? It's quick, it's easy to get answers, right? If you had to go wait for a doctor's appointment to get that same answer, you wait 3 months, a doctor can't see you for 3 months, what do you think people are gonna do? They're gonna go to ChatGPT or whatever version is out there. And guess what? There's legislation in Congress right now to give that stuff a medical license. So the AI will get a medical license. Guess how many people are going to sign up for that? A whole bunch of them. Because you can do it in your living room, right? You don't have to get dressed up and wait on a doctor's appointment. You can do it in your living room, right? Type in those symptoms. And then when they have a little thing you can stick your finger in, and analyze your blood that's coming in the next few years, you'll have a diagnosis, you'll have an AI computer that can prescribe medications. Amazon drone will probably drop itself off in your house and decide that's where medicine is going, right? That is going to be the standard of care for allopathic medicine. I mean, yes, you'll still need some surgeons for a while, maybe another 10, 15 years, maybe until they replace the surgeons. So healthcare is going to be changing. And right now, the pharmaceutical companies, the doctors have a relationship with the pharmaceutical. We're kind of subcontractors for them. They got to wine us and dine us. They feed the office staff donuts, and they bring in lunch for the office, and they take you to conferences, and they take you to dinners, and that costs them a lot of money. Guess what they don't? They just pay robots. That's free. So the pharmaceutical companies will drive the AI algorithms. The doctors they'll be diminished in many ways. And so And many people will love it. You'll look at the vast, like you talk, how many people you guys talk to a carnivore and they think you're nuts, right? Probably most. You're like, so those people are just gonna be happy as can be. They're gonna get in their drugs, everybody's gonna be medicated, and life will go on and everybody will be happy, right? Right, so we have to change this, and I know there's this Make America Healthy Again movement going on right now, right? Our kid's gonna save us all, Trump's gonna save us all. The reality is, that's not gonna happen, guys. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we are empowered both individually and collectively. So when we all come together, you know, there are 100 of us or so in this room, and there are thousands and thousands and probably tens of hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people right now that are waking up to this, we will make a difference, you know? But you have to you have to empower yourselves and disempower those that would keep you sick and ill, right? Yes. Stop buying that crap. Right. Stop, you know, depending upon all these medications that you probably don't need in many cases, you know? So it's changeable. So I just want to leave out with the message that we're just at the beginning of this, guys. And I'm super excited. And it's not up to me. You know, I could drop dead tomorrow and this movement will still go on. I hope it does. I hope I don't drop dead tomorrow. I got a lot of things to do. Anyway, so it's on all of you guys and all of you guys that impact. Like when you guys share your stories, it impacts, you know, I mean, it impacts tens, thousands, hundreds of thousands over time. So keep sharing your story. When I first started doing this, I was like the one guy on Joe Rogan in 2017. They all thought at 99.99999% of the world thought I was nuts. 99% of the world thinks I'm nuts. But back then, the message people said, what can we do to help? I said, share your story. Okay? Because, you know, I mean, you know, who knows? I get hit by a bus tomorrow, I'm gone. But guess what? When you have thousands and thousands and thousands of people out there sharing the Bellas and the Maxes and, you know, Carrie and Adam and all these guys sharing the stories out here, you can't stop that. We are a train that is picking up speed, and we're not going to slow down until we change this. And I think I'm optimistic, you know, that we can do it because I think the will is there. So anyway, thank you guys. Let's have a great afternoon.
I get kind of geeky with the math, and I think I've interviewed a couple hundred carnivores between the YouTube channel and the documentary, and I always ask people, how did you hear about carnivore? And many of the roads, if you look at the ripple effect, lead back to Dr. Baker. They saw Dr. Baker on Joe Rogan. They read this book, The Carnivore Diet, written by Dr. Baker. And I think it's just incredible if you do the math, how many people have found healing as a result of Dr. Baker sharing the truth. So let's give it up one more time for Dr. Baker. All right. Is anyone here excited about the Healing Humanity documentary? We're going to switch gears here for just a couple minutes. We're going to share some exclusive footage, some behind the scenes, some updates, and then we're going to jump into, we'll have a little break, and then we'll do a Q&A with all the good doctors and speakers here.
Hey everyone, I just finished transferring all the footage for the documentary Healing Humanity and the series to follow onto this gigantic hard drive right here. And that means it's finally ready for our editor. This is a huge milestone. Inside this box are over 4,500 clips and 400 hours of footage from our travels filming Healing Humanity. Carrie has interviewed over 50 inspirational people from around the world, each with a unique and powerful story of transformation and healing. These stories aren't just anecdotes, folks. They're proof that chronic disease can be reversed, that food can heal, that lives can change when people break free from the lies that they've been sold. This box holds the heart and soul of the documentary, and soon we're gonna share it with the world.
Running joke, yeah. People keep asking, when's the documentary going to be done? We're on the home stretch, like I mentioned earlier. Dr. Baker's the last interview. I think it's going to be interview 60. But we're not just doing the documentary. Much of that footage that Adam showed in that short there is for the series, which I'm a little bit more excited about than the documentary. So if you have a loved one with psoriasis like Lash had, or cancer, or diabetes, we're going to have an episode for each of those with doctors and individuals sharing their story. It's turned into like an epic, right, Adam? When we've been all around the world filming this.
All over the world, but yeah, everybody knows it's a global problem that we need to solve, and this film is looking to inspire people from all around the world, and we're just now beginning the editing process. So most people ask, when's the documentary going to be out? My standard answer is 1 year. So it's probably likely going to be in 2026, but we have to start the marketing and distribution then, which is a whole other process. And again, we're just two regular dudes, and this is the first time doing this, but it's looking good on the horizon.
Yeah, we're really excited. The main characters in the documentary, Bill, Jeff, and Maggie, their portions are already edited and we've watched it, and it's pretty incredible. We can't wait to share that with all of you. Those are just some of the individuals, that's not all of them actually, that we've filmed so far for the documentary. Doctors, experts, individuals across all of these different health issues. We're also working on a book. I just wanted to shout this out real quick. Healing Humanity movie/testimony if you want to share your story either for the series that we mentioned or the book. We're hoping that we can do the series forever. That's one of the other reasons the documentary's taking a while, is because we keep getting more and more incredible stories that we're like, we can't proceed unless we include this one too. You want to talk about that one quick?
This one was Tammy Peterson, Jordan Peterson's wife. It was an incredible trip that we went on. She has an absolute amazing story. This is one of the, well, I've tried on just about every one of these filming trips, but this is one that almost caused a problem. She was so moving in what she was speaking to us about that the tears started coming out of my eyes and dripping down onto the camera and getting like in the controls and things. Oh my gosh, this might mess something up, but yeah, Kerry did a really great job at that interview. It's the first time I've actually seen him so nervous that his jaw was like quivering and his leg was shaking when we actually ran into Jordan Peterson in the middle of his house. So.
Yeah, we were waiting to film Tammy, and the security guy said, just wait here a minute, and then we heard someone approach him from the dark hallway. Jordan, I was like, is that Jordan's cousin? Like, is that actually Jordan Peterson right there? But it was a big blessing because I got to thank him because his testimony on Joe Rogan, getting off all his antidepressant medications, he said he stopped snoring the first week, was a powerful part of my journey as well. Tammy's been in remission from cancer for 6 years, carnivore. She attributes it to carnivore and her faith, and her story is absolutely incredible. We wouldn't be filming her story if not for Jeffrey Prosperous. We wouldn't be filming Anthony's story either. Cancer was never going to be part of our documentary, and now it's a huge part of it. We filmed all of these good doctors, experts, 9 of them in total, and I'm so thankful and blessed for Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Baker, everyone that's participated in the documentary, because I'm just like a homesteader. I was doing homesteading videos about goats and chickens, and I found this carnivore diet, saved my life. I did a couple videos, and they really took off, but I never in a million years would have imagined when we foolishly announced, let's just do a documentary. How hard could that be? That here we'd be 2 years later talking to all of you. But I couldn't imagine that any of these doctors would give me the time of day. And one of the first doctors I talked to was Dr. Tony Hampton. And I asked him if he participated in the documentary kind of an interesting way. And it worked. I'm like, I'll just keep doing that. I didn't even realize I was doing it, so here's a little clip on that. Who's Dr. Baker?
And from day one, when I first started advocating for this, I said, it's not going to be up to one person, it's going to be up to many thousands and even millions of people.
It's the documented stories that matter.
I evolved to that, and I think that's what I want people to do. Do your own version of an elimination diet, and let's see what happens.
I feel a calling. I feel a responsibility, like you said, Kerry.
Yes.
I feel like there's a weight on my heart.
No pressure. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I wanted to ask you if you'd be interested in participating in this documentary.
I would absolutely support that.
I definitely don't want to put you on the spot, but if you're interested in participating in any way whatsoever.
If I can help some way, I'd be happy to. So anyway, so there you go. Easy question. Huh?
I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you're interested in participating in any way whatsoever, it would be a huge honor. I think it would really help as well.
Oh, 100%. I'd love to.
See, I don't want to put you on the spot.
I mean, by the way, I hope that was an act.
Yes.
I'm so grateful that you've invited me here, and I'm inspired by what you're doing also.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I was wondering if you'd be interested in participating in the documentary in any way.
Oh, twist my arm. Oh, I mean, of course, you had me at hello. I mean, I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing, and this is exactly what needs to happen.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I wanted to get it on your radar and see if you'd be interested in being involved in any way whatsoever with the carnivore diet documentary we're putting together.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm 100% in. I can tell you right now, whatever you need me to do, I'm available and open. I'll make time in my schedule to make this a reality because I agree with you.
Wow. Woo. That's how you do that. Mike and I all said yes, and they've all been just absolutely incredible. I'm so thankful Dr. Baker, we filmed out in Austin and got his incredible story, but now we get to go, same with the documentary, it's better to show than tell. And we're going to show with Dr. Baker slam dunking some basketballs and working out and deadlifting 800 pounds, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to inspire a lot of people.
I think what we need to do is get the both of you in a foot race like you did with Dr. Baker. See if you can do the 13-second 100 meters.
You got to run alongside of the camera. All right, so we're going to show you, just a couple minutes, we're going to show you some exclusive footage from the documentary. This stuff I'm showing you now is just some YouTube junk. The stuff that we show on YouTube, we can't show in the documentary, but we are going to show you some exclusive stuff from the documentary. But this next clip is from YouTube. It just speaks a little bit to the root cause of the problem.
Humanity absolutely needs healing because it's very, very sick. You know, we have had the largest burden of chronic disease and obesity and mental health issues that we have ever had in human history.
Diabetes, cancer, heart disease, it's running rampant. It's all the way we, number one, eat.
And most people have been eating the wrong way or feeding their brains improperly every single day for their entire life. So they have no idea.
We're so sick as a society, but it isn't just bodily sick. When you don't feed your body, you're not feeding your brain, your mind is sick, your spirit is sick, your body is sick.
Is it normal to have a life where we're all living with chronic medical conditions? Is it normal that so many of our friends and family are suffering from depression and anxiety and other mental illnesses? Is it normal that we have to be on chronic medical medicines for the rest of our life?
And we can't break through the system. But if you're not eating a proper human diet, yeah, you're washed up at 50. You go get in the recliner and you basically stay there for anywhere from 5 to 25 years and then you die. And that's not the way, I don't think that's how it's supposed to be. I think that at 50, you should be a dangerous human being.
And finding out what is the real truth about what we're supposed to be putting into our bodies that people didn't even have to think about 100 years ago.
You need to eat real food.
I'm just saying, eat this real food and stop eating this fake food. That's literally the message in its entirety.
We have billions of people around the world who have suffered for decades and died young because of this.
We're going to show you just a couple of quick clips. Anyone a fan of Bill Nye?
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, Dr. Baker's going to be our last interview. This was our first interview. And it was bad parenting on my part. My daughter Emma and I flew out to Alaska to film this crazy guy, Bill. And thankfully, he didn't murder us, and he's actually a really cool guy. So Bill was 700 pounds, depressed, suicidal. He was stuck in his house for almost 5 years. And we filmed him on day one. Part of the reason when people say, why is the documentary taking so long? We had to wait a year for Bill. We wanted to have him do a carnivore diet. He wanted to do a carnivore diet for a year. We wanted to see how that would go. Filmed him on day one, filmed him a year later. I'll show you a little clip of this. Those are some shots from day one when Emma and I went out there and filmed Bill. And here's a little clip with just a little bit from YouTube on Bill's story.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Come on, Bill. Bill, you can do this. Do it, Bill. Do it. You got this.
3 weeks ago, I didn't know this man, Bill, from Alaska. 6 minutes away now.
I have not stepped out of my house in over 4 years. I have not been outside in over 4 years. I want to go back outside again. I want to experience this great state and everything it has to offer. I want to ride my four-wheeler again. finish my pilot's license. I lost my dad to COVID. I want to make my dad proud. This is life or death for me.
And we both teared up. Carnivores don't cry. That's not true. Carnivores do cry. But Bill and I both teared up, and I'm going to tear up again thinking about it right now. 4 years. 4 years that man's been locked in his own home, prisoner to his food. But the story's going to have a beautiful and happy ending. And I want to be there when it happens. When for the first time in 4 years, Bill opens his front door and walks out into that beautiful Alaskan wilderness. And he's going to have an entire new life ahead of him. Yeah, boy, is that going to be something. Boy, is that going to inspire a lot of people. And boy, am I going to be so happy for Bill when he does that.
Those are wonderful. Let's go 1 year later. That picture on the top is one of the most profound moments of my life. That's a still from the video. The video is going to be in the documentary, but Bill outside in the freedom of Alaska, tears coming down his eyes, thanking God for his freedom. And it's just crazy. We talk about Providence sometimes, but the fact that we flew out there, filmed Bill's story, and he stuck to carnivore. He's been doing it for almost 2 years now, and he's incredible, he's amazing. He started his own YouTube channel, he's sharing his story on YouTube, inspiring so many people. The fact that all of those puzzle pieces went into place just blow my mind. I talk to Bill every day, he's become a very good friend, and the girls and my whole family, we're going up there in August just to visit him, but he's like, Carrie, bring your Netflix camera with because he's lost so much more weight. He's like, I look so much better than I did at 1 year, let's film it again some more. The other thing that's crazy is, I mentioned this earlier, but Adam and I are going to be at Hacker Health this year in November, and Bill's going to be there. Bill is going to fly for the first time in decades, and he's going to stand on the stage and speak. And he's not comfortable doing any of this, which is another reason I love Bill so much, and all of you guys. It's not comfortable sometimes sharing your story and getting out of your comfort zone, but we're doing it to help other people, and that's what Bill's doing. Down over 300 pounds, completely overcame depression. 3 weeks into carnivore, he called me crying, and he said, this is unbelievable. My lower back pain's gone, my knee pain's gone. He's like, how is this even possible? I hardly lost any weight yet. Inflammation, Bill. He got rid of all of that inflammation, and the pain started going away. But the thing that really resonates with me and Bill's story is he overcame his horrible, lifelong depression. Oh. We talk about Jeff. Our buddy Jeff. I don't think I'd be here without Jeff. We wouldn't be talking about cancer in the documentary with Jeff. I never would have met Anthony without Jeff. Jeff was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Jeff was given 3 months to live. And he was doing standard American diet. He was doing a vegan plant-based diet. He was suffering going through chemo. And then he found carnivore. And Dr. Kiltz was a huge inspiration to Jeff. Dr. Baker. Jeff was very athletic, and he loved Dr. Baker. He went on Dr. Baker's channel a couple times, watched a bunch of his videos. Jeff was given 3 months to live, and he thrived for 30 months, 10x. Jeff was the ultimate helper. He inspired so many people. His story, I believe, is the biggest story in our documentary. It's a cautionary tale. Jeff said right on camera he believed he caused his cancer from lifestyle, mainly the foods that he was eating. You have chronic systemic inflammation for years and years and decades, you end up with cancer. And so Jeff's story is a cautionary tale. Anthony learned about carnivore through Jeff, and Jeff and I did a video with Professor Thomas Seyfried, Cancer Roundtable video. It recently hit 1 million views, and I'm so thankful because there's so many people that found hope and inspiration through Jeff's story. So I was hoping we could just do a moment of silence for Jeff. Thank you. I just want to say too, I'm very close friends with Jeff's wife and boys. They came down and they visited at our home in Montello, and the girls and I just went up there and visited them. Boys are both carnivore. Martha she was keto when we met her last time. I went to the grocery store and I had to put like a disguise on. I bought her some salad. Just trying to be nice. Some of you have seen me doing this, but she's full carnivore now, and they're absolutely thriving.
Carrie, I have a question, but before I do that, there's really 3 people, I think, that you probably agree with this, that really kicked our butt physically on this, this journey of filming this documentary. Number one, we got to give it to Maggie. When we filmed her, she was 82 years old, and I'm telling you, she literally, really put us through the ringer, and it was a really tough time trying to film her and keep up with her.
We'll show you a little bit of Maggie in
Right.
just a second.
The second was Mimi.
Yeah.
She's recovered from Parkinson's, stroke symptoms, super awesome, crazy individual that, is really inspiring. She kicked our butts physically, and Jeff was the other. We literally couldn't keep up with this man with stage 4 terminal cancer, and he's such an inspiration, and
When we got there, he had an itinerary like this big. Like every day, there was like 10 things a day. We're gonna go boxing. We're gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna take you. We're gonna do the cold plunge. All this stuff.
Thankfully, you did the cold plunge, not me.
Yeah. Should we tell them a quick story?
Yeah,
Lighten this up a bit.
I want to know exactly what's going on with you in the bathtub with a grown man.
The cold plunge was. I'm like, awesome, Jeff. We're gonna get footage of you doing the cold plunge. This is gonna be cinematic. This is gonna be beautiful. He said, oh no, Carrie. This is a 2-seater. You're coming in this thing with me. I became very close with Jeff and very good friends with him. Jeff and I are the same age. We're the same height. We're the same weight. So I got on the cold plunge with Jeff. And as Adam mentioned, we were very busy the whole day. We were filming for like 12 or 15. A lot of people, it's a big blessing. I'm not complaining, but it's a lot of work filming these things. We filmed them all day. I didn't call Jen, my wife. Didn't give her any updates. I simply texted her that image with no explanation whatsoever. Dot, real quick, and she said, you need to come home right now. We love you, Jeff. Oh, Adam, you want to talk about Maggie for a minute? You mentioned her a moment ago.
Yes, so, Maggie, she's like a very unique individual. She's basically going to display to everyone what could happen if you ate a proper human diet for your entire life. Like, she's the epitome of what everyone should be. And I do want to point out, it's kind of hard to see with the words there, but it looks like to me, like she has a double bicep there, which is like really embarrassing for me. Because I'm like, what's my excuse, right? She's 82 and I'm in my 40s, so.
The first time Adam filmed together, we got put into the fire with Maggie. This was the first interview that we did together. We met at her place, and she had us building fences and running around, and her energy is just incredible. Everyone sees this. I can't wait for people to see this in the documentary. I remember interviewing Dr. Baker, and he said Maggie's an inspiration to him. What you see here is inspiring, but what you're going to see in the documentary, I'm not trying to overhype it. We just got to watch it. It was a huge blessing, but the full edit of Maggie, because it's not just how she looks, it's her energy and her demeanor. She's like a teenager. She's just full of energy, full blonde hair. She's at 82 years old right there. We built a fence.
A very long fence. With very large poles, and I felt like I needed to be like Dr. Baker in order to put these poles in the hole.
I was like, what did I sign up for? I don't know, just put the fence
on
in.
our pre-production call, she actually told us to bring work gloves. And this was our first, co-venture, and I thought, what in the hell is she telling us to bring work gloves for? We have cameras, we can't use work gloves with a camera. And then we found out we put in a quarter-mile of fence for fantasy.
This right here was Maggie yelling at me. I can't remember what it was. The funny thing with Maggie, she's been carnivore for 65 years, absolutely thriving, no health issues. Everyone else in the documentary most of them have some sort of depression, anxiety, mental health, nothing, no health issues ever. And we'll show you a little clip from her, but she's more passionate about the importance of soil health. And who's going to raise their hand as the next generation? I want to be a cattle farmer. I want to raise beef. That's what she's quite passionate about, and that's what we're going to talk about in the documentary as well, because it is critically important. Here's a little clip of Maggie.
I'm not fat.
There you go. Awesome.
I'm middle-aged. That's what you would call middle-aged. I'm not having any more babies. My babies have left home. I'm middle-aged. This is our middle. This is the time when we're supposed to be relaxing. We're supposed to be able to go out sailing, right, honey? Yeah, sure. And I looked at the ingredients. I bought it, got it home, looked at there's sugar in the salt. Do you want? I'll show you.
It's unbelievable.
Like, it's unbelievable. They put sugar in the salt.
It's in salt, it's in bread, it's in everything.
Windsor, good old Canadian Windsor from Windsor, Ontario, table salt. The ends are?
Yep.
Okay.
Right in between them.
How about that, man?
That's awesome.
You can see it's been rolled through the roller mill.
Those are 20, yeah, that's 100 pounds total there.
My plan is just keep going. Just keep going. And if I'm 120, 125, yeah, you can laugh about that if you want to, but there's no reason physically why the human species can't live to that age.
So there's Maggie. We're going to start one more. This is Dr. Tony Hampton, the metabolic doc. Dr. Hampton was the first doctor expert we filmed. Dr. Hampton is incredible. He is getting his patient, he's de-prescribing. I heard Dr. Baker say that word recently, de-prescribing. I never went to a doctor that de-prescribed me. Here's just a little clip from Dr. Hampton.
When I think about what gets me really excited, for the first 15 years of my career, I took 1 or 2 people off of medicines. Since then, and when I started to move towards encouraging patients to reduce carbs, I now do that every week. In fact, a week before we recorded this video, I took 7 people off medicines in 1 week. Some of those patients never thought they'd ever get off medicines. One of them got off of insulin, and they simply did it by making dietary changes.
That's a good doctor right there. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Those were some YouTube clips. Now we're going to show you, this is a couple minutes longer. This is a little exclusive. How do we describe this, Adam?
This was put together, it's a proof of concept essentially for Angel Studios, when we were initially going down that route. But it's basically 3 scenes, and we cheated a little bit. The first scene you're going to see is the trailer, but we thought it was impactful enough that it might spur on donations and move the project forward. But there's 2 other scenes, one with Jimmy and Annette and Dr. Kiltz. But this is not representative of the documentary as a whole. Again, it's proof of concept, but we want to share this with you guys so you can see the quality that we're filming this documentary.
Yeah, and it's got a really cool scene with Dr. Kiltz in it, so we got to show you that. So here we go. And after this, we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to do a Q&A if you have any questions for the good doctors or anyone that's spoken here. So here we go.
You know, I've been a doctor for nearly 30 years now.
We've all been misled for so long.
They gave me pills for anxiety, they gave me pills for depression.
Our bodies are so deficient and so malnourished that of course you're going to get diseases, of course you're going to get sick.
I believe that I may have caused my cancer.
It is no way to live. It's a nightmare.
I was just so hopeless for so many years. It just kills me to know that the answer was out there the whole time.
You know, just because you put something in your mouth and chew it doesn't make it food. Food is species specific.
We can sit back and we can say the bloody doctors, it's not their fault. They were trained and they're doing what they were trained to do.
The thing that really pisses me off is that the people that we should have been able to trust, the literal organizations that we look up to protect us, are the people who have done the majority of the misleading.
I'm 82 years old, which is just a chronological number. So you put the right fuel in the engine, and the engine works.
I've now transitioned from a a disease manager to a disease healer. I transitioned from a drug dealer to a healer.
3 weeks ago, I didn't know this man, Bill, from Alaska. Bill is 700 pounds and he's been stuck in his house for 4 years. You nervous? I'm nervous, scary.
You know, I live in Alaska, the most incredible place on the planet. I had to have a toilet put, a few feet from my bed, which I can barely walk to as is. I have not been outside in over 4 years. This is life or death for me. I'm sorry about that.
Here.
Man. Thanks, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Now, for the first time in a long, long time, I'm looking towards the future, which I've not had in such a long, long time, and it's just the most incredible feeling.
We're both pastors. We've been in ministry together 30 years. And through the years, we have buried a lot of people. That was a heartbreak to us because we knew they were going before their time. We watched people die before they died. So does humanity need healing? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if you can heal your health, if you can reverse the damage that's happened because of the lack of good food and lack of good nutrition, it's going to impact everything in your life.
It's so life-changing. People don't know what they don't know and how they can feel so much better just by changing their diet.
That's the heartbreak for us. It's like a three-legged stool. If you cut 3 inches off one leg of a stool, that stool becomes dysfunctional. It won't function any longer. It's not fit to be used. And I just see a lot of people, good people who just don't know, who are trying to live life with 2 legs of a 3-legged stool. And it just doesn't work. If this is how our bodies were designed and created to work, and if this is the food that they're designed to function at their most optimum level, then it only makes sense to do that. It only makes sense to feed your body that. And then the expectation is your body's gonna do what it's supposed to do. It's gonna heal itself. It's gonna repair itself. If there's damage, we used to talk about having back pain. Oh, we're just getting old, we're at the gym, our back hurts. We have none of that.
No,
Rare.
the back pain went away. I had leg issues, knee issues, all kinds of joint issues. We feel as good as we did at 30.
Oh, no doubt.
And I can't imagine ever going back
Look
to
as
the
good
normal.
as you did at 30.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank
I'm
you.
just trying to score some points.
I know you are. You are. We really feel that that's genuine, that you can reverse your age. You can reverse your age and your energy. We have people in our church that'll say, just wait till you're 70. And we're like, no, I'm not going to receive that at all, because I look at them, I look at what they're eating, what they're putting in their grocery baskets. Yeah, they're reaping what they're sowing, and we're reaping what we're sowing.
The older we got, the larger our pill stash became, to where it was like, this is out of hand. But at our age, we begin to say, how can we take care of our health so that we can go the long haul? And at 62 years of age, it really is just a number. We want to inspire others who are older. We want to inspire our generation to say, okay, so we were sold a bill of goods. We like fish, we took the bait, and it destroyed our health.
Yeah.
But that can be reversed. It can be changed. I tell people, look, carnivore is not a magic pill, but it almost is. It's about the closest you're going to find to a magic pill. You can shout it from the rooftops, but it doesn't mean everyone's listening.
I grew up in Los Angeles, kicked out of school as an adolescent. I couldn't read, I had dyslexia. And medicine has been such an amazing direction for me. I feel very blessed to be in medicine, but I found that the standard journey wasn't solving the problem. So I found a new medicine, which is nutrition. But getting people to change their diets is like changing your religion or your politics. It's not easy. My personal story. Standard eater forever. Fruit, fiber, vegetables, seeds, nuts. This is how I lived for years, and I suffered for years. Bowel bleeding, arthritis, psoriasis, kidney stones, migraines, depression, anxiety, and more. The doctors, the drugs, all sort of kept me going. What I thought was healthy, but in fact I wasn't. I'm 68 years young. I started at 55, and voila. All of those diseases gone for me. It's so magical. As a scientist, I needed to dig deep and to understand why.
I believe the raw fat you want to eat because it has the most abundant natural minerals, vitamins, and building blocks of your body, which are the amino acids, the simple sugars, and the fatty acids. What we're finding is that we're eating too much of the wrong things, and that's likely to cause a disease. Simple. And the wrong thinking. You got to think positive every day and have faith in God always.
Humanity is suffering, and that is so hard for me to see. I can't even memorize the thousands and thousands of diseases that I have to check the box that you're suffering from. We're in medicine as physicians to help people, and I did not realize that I was hurting people by not digging deep and understanding what their diets are. That's my purpose in life, is to help you heal on your own by this magical way of eating. Hope is alive always. This story of healing humanity is giving you a guidebook where you're on an exploration. That's what this is. You don't know where you're going to exactly, but where you're at ain't working. And this is what we're doing in life. We're molding. Actually, we're not. The great creator is doing the work. We're his hands, and he is holding them with us.
Thank you guys. So, as we're speaking right now, our editor is working on a trailer for Healing Humanity. The scope of this thing has just gone crazy. We've been all over the world, nearly 60 interviews. So, the new trailer soon.
It's an official trailer. So what you're seeing here is not an official trailer.
Yeah.
It's coming soon.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Now we're going to do a little break. If you guys want to take a little break, and then we're going to come back and do a Q&A.